Stream is on. Awaiting confirmation. You hear me? You are just barely on camera right now. Just a tiny little bit of your face. I think she's purring because I'm talking to her. It's really cute. She seems to like attention even if it's not pets.
It's like she's a sweetie or something.
Sometimes, especially if it's not pets, considering her twitchiness. Meow. Meow. Cute kitty. Meow. Sweet girl. Yes, you are. You certainly can be anyway. When you want to be.
She's certainly happy to engage in a lively, if not very well structured debate.
And APR sees me now. Very good. So, hello, Internet. It is 3:35 p.m. on Monday, November 23rd. 1123! 5! Eureka! Sorry. November 23rd, 2020. I'm Mark Amsride, DJ Amstrak, and I'm holding court here on the Throne of Games. That's Daniel, he's working. That was Remy that you were just looking at a minute ago. Excuse me.
That's Welch.
And today I'm going to be continuing Orwell. The plot really thickened last time.
Hold on.
What?
This week in history,
This week in history?
November 23rd. 57 years ago yesterday, John F. Kennedy assassinated in Dallas by a single gunman, not a big conspiracy. LBJ did not have it done.
Nope.
The CIA did not have it done. Fidel Castro did not have it done. Illuminati did not have it done. The Mafia did not have it done. Hell, the Mafia got him elected. I mean, according to a different set of conspiracy theories. But, you know, Frank Sinatra was a huge Kennedy fan, and Frankie had a lot of Mafia fans. So, may or may not have had connection with the Mafia. But, I mean, certainly nothing official. But celebs frequently do like to rub elbows with not just the famous, but also the infamous. So, but there you go, 57 years ago, the end of Camelot, as they called his presidency. I started to say pregnancy. What does that mean?
That would be something.
Something, yeah.
Tangentially, I know some people with mob ties.
What?
I said I know some people with mob ties.
Do you? Who's that?
Both Cole and Nate.
Oh, that's right. I knew.
Yeah, they have some Sicilian heritage
Yeah.
that doesn't reach back all that far.
Yeah.
So, like, they have... Well, okay. I think Nate's relatives who are in the mob are in Sicily still. But Cole has relatives right here in the U.S. who are in the mob. He's talked about family reunions, so to speak. Anyway, Orwell.
Load the cannoli into the gun.
Splut.
If
Ew.
JFK were
Thank you.
pregnant, it would be Marilyn Monroe's baby.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think.
What?
Did you miss
Were you
the...
not listening to the earlier part of that conversation? JFK's pregnancy? I mean presidency? I mean pregnancy?
I was working.
Or sleeping.
Nope, that's the wrong overlay. There.
I don't know, I've been sleeping. I was mulling in my head over how to... I had a couple different pieces of think.
I am pleased and surprised that I don't believe I've seen a single unmasked person in the small mart
Oh, good.
street that I go
Okay.
to.
Did you still see
you know,
far too many people overall, however?
several times. Even at this hour, there was more people there than I expected to see.
People who do things like completely ignore the one-way signs on the floor.
Oh yeah, see a lot of those. But
Small crowds of 4 people in a big plot that you can't dodge.
yeah,
That was annoying.
and I go out of my way to make sure I'm going the correct direction on the thing. Occasionally, if there's nobody else on the aisle and I have to get something that's 3 feet away from the end, the wrong
Oh, yeah.
way end, I'll pop in.
If
and
it's a
grab
couple
it.
steps in, that's wildly different from actually going down the aisle the wrong
Yeah.
way.
Of course, now I can believe that some people didn't notice the thing on the ground because it's not something you're used to having to pay attention to. You know, if you've been grocery shopping for, as long as you've been alive,
And
which
some
I
people
have.
pay zero attention to their surroundings in the first place.
Yeah.
It's amazing they don't get hit by things.
Yeah.
Maybe they do.
Maybe they do. And that explains the gross stupidity they display is because they're brain damaged.
You just take it over here and a bit quieter, so it's not zero.
I like seeing the relation map just kind of shifting around, trying to organize itself more efficiently.
They're wider than they used to be.
They're several steps wide.
They're wider than they used to be.
Much wider.
Well, last time I was in
They're about the parallel half wide.
although I think they are wider. I think they've always been wider than Walmart. It's smaller.
They're like real wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, Walmart in comparison is the
Right, next day.
especially when you're stocking.
Oh yeah.
Episode 4, Memory Hole.
Well, now they're just getting explicit.
I mean, the last chapter was titled Unperson.
Next, they're going to talk about like people selling each other under a kind of tree.
Oh, back again,
Telescreen.
I still can't believe what happened yesterday. We got the perpetrator of the bombings. Everything looks that way. But at what cost? I mean, did we do the right thing? Flagging Miss Maternova as dangerous? Did we kill her in the end? I wish you could talk to me, at least this one time. Speaking into this one-way channel feels like barking at a wall endlessly. Worst of all, as you found out, Abraham Goldfels seems to have incited and planned the assaults. We need to get him. Today. There must be some lead on him we have overlooked. We'll keep observing all others in case we learn something new.
Feels like he's barking at a wall, eh? Arf, 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 wolf, orc.
Nina Maternova. Arrest date April 15th, 2017. Charge multiple homicide. When prompted to surrender, the suspect instead shouted out aggressively while producing a firearm, aiming at one of the executing special agents. The suspect then opened fire, wounding Special Agent Redacted on the left shoulder. In defense, Special Agent Redacted drew his pistol and returned fire, as the situation briefing had already suggested to proceed with extreme caution. The suspect was hit in the chest twice, causing her to collapse. An ambulance was called, but the paramedics were unable to resuscitate the target. Time of death was announced at the scene. Yeah, O'Donnell speaking. Harrison, this is Juliet. Isn't this your office number? You working on Sunday? Look, as much as I appreciate that I am once again so important to you, I'm a bit in between things. Harrison, Nina is dead. Quit bullshitting me, not funny. Take a look at the TNB if you don't believe me. She's been associated with the Bonton bombings. I can't believe it. Nina, you stupid piece of... Why in all hell? There's more. I spoke to her yesterday. She called me. I've never heard her so scared. Said she was being tracked by someone and needed to skip town. She just wanted to let me know what was going on, in case anything happened to her. And she packed a few things and went on her way. She did message me about someone tracking her as well. Thought it was this hacker who screwed with our page. What did she tell you? She suspected someone to be wiretapping her calls. She wasn't exactly willing to talk about it. I don't know for sure, but I think it could have been the police. Oh, this is effing brilliant. How long until they discover the connection to us, huh? They might be listening to this very call as we effing speak about Nina. Why would they? We didn't do anything. Or did you? No, damn it, but it's becoming blatantly obvious those gov assholes are trying to set us up. The bombs were exactly where we held our protests. Then those letters with the song Abe obsessed about. And now you tell me you've been in contact with Nina just yesterday? Pretty much the proof they've been waiting for. We're cooked. Huh. You really believe that the government has it in for us? I thought you and the Gov were best friends forever now after reading your opinion pieces. For what reason would they be after us? Why now? What did we do? Speak up against them one too many times? The F do I know? We should seek help, just in case. Help? Who's gonna help us? Joseph Langley might be worth a shot. Who? Cassandra's lawyer, don't you remember? Friggin' lawyer? What do you want him to do? Bust law enforcement? The government? He understands our situation. Abe also knew Joseph. I talked to him recently. Bah, really, Jules? They make the laws, they break the laws. We will need to speak in a language they'll understand, not in the one they own. So, I take it you've got a much better plan, huh? We need to get the people on our side, turn things around. Abraham knew that. Yeah, you're right, he did know that. So, now you're set on miraculously achieving something that Thought spent 1.5 years attempting? This is not about Thought, this is about me defending myself. Well then, what's your defense plan? There's this guy. A guy? Uh-huh. Goes by the name Initiate. Might actually be a girl. Who cares? Look, this hack on the Thought blog, it was a very elaborate hack. Our site is super safe. I'm not an amateur. That guy, girl, whatever, is skilled. And Initiate mentioned having no sympathy for the Gov. You're gonna trust a random hacker who targeted Thought simply because he said he doesn't like the government? Why would he first threaten us and then work with us? Leave it to me, Jules. I'll persuade Initiate with ease. Imagine the possibilities with our own hacker. Okay, you know what? Have it your way, I'll have mine. Arguing like the good old days. Is your UTEL alias still Jules Kerr? Might be more secure than calling each other. Yeah, it is. Let's get going. And there goes my chilled Sunday morning. My mind is still spinning around what happened to poor Nina. Watch yourself, okay? What, are you worried about me? Jules, I didn't know you still... no, bye, Harry. They know each other? Very well, this could be a new lead. I will request to consider Joseph Langley a target. Yet another person in our database, because we're so convinced we're doing the right thing. We have clearance to proceed. We are going to need to know some basics on who Joseph Langley is. Remember to check old sources. Other than that, focus on hints to Abraham Goldfels. He's the center, the crux of all this.
So deflated. Being less dumb than usual.
Seems to be the natural reaction. They must be setting us up because we didn't do anything for sure. I almost understand it. Almost. Saturday, Sunday, she sure works a lot. But then again, so do we. From Harrison O'Donnell to Initiate. Subject: Join forces, wise ass? Hey, wise ass. I know for a fact that you were messing around with Nina's PC yesterday. I have no idea who you are and why you suspect us of being involved in the Bonton bombings. Were these usual circumstances, I wouldn't care less about a weirdo like you. Why I do care about you now, though, is that Nina is now dead. Dead, you get it? As in effing killed. Killed by law enforcement. Soon enough, you will have some serious explaining to do, and it won't be to me, if you get what I mean. Lucky you, I'm not writing to continue this ridiculous battle, or whatever it is. Now we've all made ourselves comfortable in the same sinking ship, I want to suggest something better than battling each other. You claim to be righteous? Then be righteous. Become a member of thought. You said you're not on the Gov's side, so why not be on ours? H. I thought Mr. O'Donnell left Thought. Now he's actively recruiting for the group? Makes his exit seem unlikely. Alleged perpetrator of Bonton bombings dead. Investigative success in Bonton bombing case. Alleged perpetrator killed in her apartment. Explosive devices discovered. Delacroix shows relief. Listen, I don't like the reports either. We needed to cover the fact that this happened somewhere public. We cannot frighten people. Sometimes their truth and ours have to divert for the common good. Nina M., alleged perpetrator of the Bonton bombings, was dishonorably discharged in 2011. The perpetrator of the recent attacks across Bonton is dead. A special forces team stormed the flat of Nina M. yesterday evening, after evidence suggested that she was the lead suspect in the case. When confronted by the special forces, Nina M. drew a firearm and fired at police. The team returned fire, killing the suspect in the process. Upon searching the apartment of the deceased, Special Forces discovered nearly half a dozen additional homemade explosive devices, which Nina had created with easily accessible chemicals, hardware, and military equipment. Investigative forces have indicated that the military-grade equipment belonged to Nina M. during her military service, which she was allowed to keep when she was dishonorably discharged in 2011. Whether this might pose a motive for Nina M. to commit the assaults is only speculative at this time. Upon receiving the news, Secretary of Security Catherine Delacroix showed relief. Our endeavor to find this evil individual has finally been crowned with success. I have never had any doubts about the capability of our investigative methods. This concludes a dark chapter in the history of Bonton and all of the nation, Delacroix stated. Heavy rainstorm ravages Bonton and Farview. Strong squalls of low Matilda uproot trees, damage cars and buildings in the Bonton-Farview area. 4 people get injured. On Winston Street in Farview, multiple cars were buried under trees. Forecasts had predicted bad weather for Saturday, but no one had been expecting harrowing results of this magnitude. Trees were uprooted in the Bonton-Farview area, obstructing streets and burying cars underneath them. Luckily, there have been no casualties reported, with only 4 people being injured. In contrast to that, the material damage is expected to reach into the millions. Firefighters in the area were called to more than 300 operations and temporarily had a hard time to respond. Meteorologists have confirmed the storm caused by low Matilda is among the 10 worst rainstorms in the history of Bonton and Farview since the beginning of weather recordings. Low Matilda? Is that like this world's El Nino? Or is low Matilda actually a thing? Hold on, I'm going to have to...
It sounds like a...
No, that doesn't turn up anything.
Just naming low pressure systems like Superstorm Sandy?
Oh, could be. Like if it's a particularly egregious low pressure system, particularly severe.
My brain had to spin that one around a few times before it could find something to anchor on. Like,
yeah.
Like axle low? No, it makes no sense.
Exclusive interview with gym founder Ronson. Our very own Jeffrey Paxton got the exclusive chance to interview gym founder Tyler Ronson after he opened his 100th fitness studio. Tyler Ronson flew all the way to Dewhurst for the grand opening of his newest studio. Your startup just opened the 100th gym in the nation. How does that make you feel? Good. The Projection magazine reported you actually went to the grand opening in person to test out all the equipment. Let me emphasize this, every single piece, by yourself before you would give the green light. Is that accurate? Of course. I did that in every gym studio I've opened. Really? You must be kidding me for sure. I do not kid. So, I understand you come from a pretty poor background. Your family had 6 children to feed, and your father was unable to find work for a large amount of your childhood. How did you overcome these obstacles to become a nationwide respected entrepreneur? My father always told my brothers and me, boys, there is not a problem you cannot solve. Go out to face whatever hinders you and punch it in the face as hard as you can. So I did exactly that. An interesting metaphor. It's not a metaphor. What do you mean by that? I went out to the bank of my parents. They were highly indebted to this bank. I went straight to the manager and punched him in the face as hard as I could. I have to admit I am, well, surprised, to say the least. What effect did that have? At first he went down pretty hard, hit his head on his glass table, but when he had recovered he was impressed of my strength and my boldness. He suggested an investment model for a gym chain. Then I came up with the name Gym.
That should not have worked.
So, what does GYM, all caps, stand for anyway? I think you never actually told anyone. Will you tell our readers?
It stands for gym.
It stands for gym. It's all capitals because I thought it would look like it had more energy that way.
He probably doesn't even know it's short for gymnasium.
Off to a slow start on this chilled Sunday morning. This is gonna be my day. I can effing feel it. Oh, in case anybody does recognize the woman... next to me, let me know. Just kidding, very obviously. Don't be mad at me, Marka. So this is the life when you get good money from the National Corruptor. I get it now. Nothing else new there.
My cast. There you go. Grapes.
No, wait, why did it say there was something new here? It's highlighting all these different pages like there's been a change on them, but... yeah, I remember that one. That was some time ago, wasn't it? Opened his own law office in the city of Bonton. Graduation from Stelligan in 1992. Law offices of Joseph Langley. Loyal profile. After my release from prison, I got involved in a violent knife fight and was facing a jail term for parole violation. Joseph submitted a plea for mitigation, which was granted. Now I'll just spend 6 months in community service, then I'll be a free man again. Meet Mr. Joseph Langley, your reliable partner in law. Joseph Langley studied criminal law at Stelligan University in Bonton. Instantly after his graduation in 1992, Joseph Langley partnered with Catherine Delacroix, a fellow student, who is now officiating as Secretary of Security in the government, to found a criminal law office of their own, Delacroix and Langley Legal. Wow, I didn't even know she had a law career going before she actively joined politics. Mr. Langley definitely has been around. So far, so good on Mr. Langley's background. Excluding the connection to Delacroix, everything seems unsurprising. What we need to know right now are his connections to Abraham Goldfels, and possibly the other members of Thought. When Mrs. Delacroix realized her ambition for politics in 1997, she and Mr. Langley decided to part ways. Joseph Langley kept his office, which was renamed to Law Offices of Joseph Langley. Since then, Joseph Langley has taken the side of the defense in the courtroom innumerable times. His record includes everyday cases as well as high-profile media-fueled trials. CV. Year abroad in Argentina. I don't know what that may indicate. Military service in 1983. I doubt that means he has any combat experience. My wife made a complaint about me being abusive, and I got charged with assault and battery for it. I turned to Joseph Langley, who successfully impeached her credibility. The scales of justice tipped in my favor thanks to this man. You have experience you can rely on. Joseph Langley knows how to handle cases of various complexity. In his many years as a justice advocate, he has gained invaluable skills in a widespread area of the law.
It sounds like a lawyer.
He engages in cases of the following areas: assault, violent crimes, domestic violence, drug possession, gun possession, driving under influence, corruption, contract violations, forgery and fraud, identity theft, copyright infringements,
On-the-job injuries?
parole and probation violations. Significant cases. Joseph Langley's track record includes the lion's share scandal, which received nationwide media coverage in 2010. In that case, he defended construction entrepreneur Elwood Hendricks, who had taken on a governmental contract for highway construction. When it became apparent his road pavement was of inferior quality than paid for, Hendricks's firm became subject to corruption investigations. Joseph Langley took on the defense for Hendricks, during which he was able to convincingly argue that Hendricks had actually acted on behalf of the Secretary of Transportation, Greenway, who had taken the largest part of the money put aside in the fraudulent process. The case ended with a minor sentence for Hendricks, whereas Greenway had to step down and was sentenced to imprisonment. Yeah, I remember perfectly well. No way anybody missed the case at that time. That was either courageous or dumb. Seemingly, it turned out to be the former for some time. Now it might be the latter. My son was charged for reportedly having dealt drugs at his school. Joseph Langley was able to convince the jury that this was all a big misunderstanding. Jeffrey is now a carefree boy again. Mr. Langley truly is a tower of strength when it comes to criminal law. Are you facing criminal charges? Don't hesitate to contact us. Never bet or rely on your luck when it comes to criminal charges. Bet on us. If you require assistance, consultation, or simply have a question, don't hesitate a second to call. Phone number... email. Address. Please contact us in advance to schedule an appointment. Thank you. Hello, am I talking to Joseph Langley? Hello there, yes you are, and who would you be? I'm Juliet, Cassandra's friend. We spoke a couple of days ago. Yes, of course. Hey Juliet, how can I help you? Honestly, I don't quite know where to start. By the way, I heard from Cassandra. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you yet. Really? That's good. Where is she? It's not so good. She got arrested. What? Why? I was informed Cassandra has been taken into custody. Apparently they have new evidence regarding the attack on that officer. I tried to call immediately, but they claimed she didn't want to talk to me. That's their official statement. Where did they suddenly dig up new evidence from? I have no idea, but I've just had it with their shenanigans. It's just so annoying that I cannot talk to her. I've been trying every precedent I know to get in contact with her. Joseph, this sadly aligns perfectly with another incident. You've probably read the T&B today? You mean about the Bonton bombings perpetrator? Yes, the woman that died, Nina. She was a friend, and also a member of our group, Thought. Oh no. I'm so sorry, I had no idea. It's okay, you couldn't possibly have known. You're right, this is very troubling. Come to think of it, Abraham asked me for a favor for someone called Nina once, quite some time ago. I hope it wasn't this Nina? Might well be. I doubt Abe knew many other people named Nina. What was the favor about? Oh, it was just a small thing, nothing of importance. I just spoke to Harrison, another member of our group. We agree the police might be investigating us next. They might be onto everyone in Thought now. They might lock us up straight away. I mean, can they do that? Well, even with the safety bill in place, they still need solid indication you're at all involved in the actual bombings. Although, honestly, I'm not sure what constitutes as solid indication these days. Is there anything we can do? That you can do, maybe? Juliet, I appreciate that you have come to me. It really is worrying, and I would take this on immediately were it not for Cassie. I made the mistake to set false priorities once. I owe Cassandra to get her out of this first. Joseph, Nina is dead. She got shot. There's no telling if we're next. Oh, well... I need time to read into some more specialized codes of law again, write some emails, see if there's legal limbo or basically anything I can do for Cassandra. Maybe I'll come across something that might help you as well. After all, these cases seem connected. It's all I can offer. I hope you understand. I do. It's kind of a relief, thank you. I wish I could do more. I will let you know. Okay, bye. Goodbye, Juliet. Oh, I didn't actually grab the... If I were in that situation, I would be trying to get my girlfriend out of there too. A favor for Miss Maternova? This could be important. Follow this lead. From Initiate to Harrison O'Donnell, rejoin... I just gleeked. Rejoin forces, wise ass? Troubling. Very troubling. I'm sorry for what happened. But answer me this one. How can I join Thought when I'm already a part of it? Send me your answer. Timelines.tna/webwarrior. He is a member already? Why didn't we find any hints at his history with Thought then? Bork. That's not the dog we're looking for. Jesus, start taking things seriously, will you?
Dorks, both of you.
Big Brother is always watching, even in his sleep. No comment. Wait, that's not remotely an accurate birthday. Kind of old for a hacker. Perhaps he's a little green alien living on a swamp planet?
Likes lazy passwords.
Likes giraffes with hats. So he's hacking because he finds this entertaining. Can you explain to me what's entertaining about defacing and breaking stuff? I mean, some people enjoy it.
Probably.
Yeah.
And the challenge.
All the memes. National Bread-Eating Olympics. And so it begins. The Web Warrior hereby declares the Data Wars on all of you. Data Wars? What's Data Wars? Tell apart what's right or wrong about me in here, and thou shalt be rewarded. It's a trap! Community, listen everyone. Initiate made a little game for you. I call it Horn vs. Horn, and it will be available for everyone to play soonish. Those of you who want to play it right now, drop me a line. I'll get you invited to the beta test. So friggin' close, damn it. This sucks. I lose at this every single time. Are you not entertained? You're cheating. No way, Jose. My game's entirely fair. You need to learn to play as much as you need to improve your orthography. Open letter to Victor Rosen. Dear Victor, you are my idol. I really admire you and your style. You've got an awesome tech company you call your own and wear shiny snake leather boots that have probably been assembled by children in Ustavakia. So many hipsters look up to you, wanting to be just a little bit more like you. There's not much more a man could want in life. Something is bothering me, though. As the bright star of the tech world, you've got to improve your security. Look, if I used to log in like V Rosen and password da, it wouldn't be a big deal. No one would give a damn. But for a luminous figure like yourself, just imagine what would happen when somebody who's nothing as benevolent as myself would find those out and post them openly, say on timelines or in any other social media platform. Embarrassing, wouldn't it be? All I demand in return is to have a chat with you personally. There's something that has been bothering me for quite some time now. Even though I got a glimpse into the Rosen Ivory Tower already, you were never available, so let's give that another try. I use a chat tool called Silent Scream, I've written that myself, which will connect to any other chat tools, so use whatever you like. My nick for Silent Scream is Root.
Dork. 128 likes. Huh. He may have given those himself.
Of course he would have gone there. Everyone I know who is remotely into tech or programming wants to work there. Which is quite mind-boggling to me. They actually hire a lot of interns, and only very few people ever get permanent contracts. Lol, I can imagine Rosen kicking butts with his leather boots right now. WTF, that for real? For real as myself. Trid, the password didn't work. Fake? He probably changed it ASAP. You ever get into that chat with you? Hey, Mom. Would you please pour me some more drink? Thank you. No chat, no message, no nothing. Bummer. I thought so highly of him. Wait, there's something else here that I missed? Oh, the living. Yeah.
The more I look at it, the more I think this is very similar to the nail polish your Aunt Dee used to wear. And I always wondered why she didn't wear something prettier. Like the color that this looks like in the bottle, rather than the color that it looks like on
the From unknown person to Joseph Langley. Subject, helping hand. Hello, Joseph. I assume you know who I am. It has come to my attention that one of your clients, a certain Cassandra Watergate, is currently held in investigative custody. As far as I am informed, the both of you have some kind of liaison. While this is not of my concern, it's heartbreaking to know lovers are apart from each other. I'm in a position to change that if you deliver incriminating material for a person named Abraham Goldfels, a member of the activist group Thought, of whom I know you have been in contact with. Let me know if you are willing to assist me in this, and I will see to it Cassandra receiving a helping hand as well. A friend. Are you kidding me? Is this our hacker friend again? It doesn't sound like him, but, I mean, if he's, his weird hacker typing shtick, thank you, is certainly an affectation, as it would be for anyone. From Joseph Langley to unknown person. Subject urgent request. Laverne, please excuse me mailing you on a Sunday, but I have an urgent matter at hand. I'm driving to the office now, and I need to use my private notebook. Can you please unlock the IDPC 021165641 MAC address blah for our local network and server for me? Thank you and have a nice Sunday.
I was looking around first real quick to try and find her phone number because she had posted a sign on our door. You're the one that brought it in.
Oh, there was one thing I needed to mention. The head engineer warned me that apparently there was a glitch that caused devices we were monitoring to malfunction at times. You needn't worry, though. This issue has now been fixed.
We're both technically responsible for it, and it needs to be repaired again. I thought I'd check with you and see about sharing the expense. What do you think about that? And get her phone number as well. Couldn't find it.
Joseph, it's done. Don't work too much. Laverne.
Went looking for the recipe book that I couldn't find with the dressing. And there's Carolyn.
Re-helping hand. I've not been in contact with Abraham Goldfels for a long time. I cannot meet your demands. I will deliver additional information to on members of the activist group Thought. Only if you mind our agreement. Cassandra Watergate must be set free. Tomorrow, not a day later. Huh, I didn't expect him to give in so easily. Let's wait and see where this goes the next time he talks to members of Thought.
So that I can find it if I ever need it again.
From Abraham Goldfels at Stelligan University. My dear friend in dubio, if I may address you by that name once more. I hope this mail finds you in good health. First of all, I would like to apologize for not having been able to write you as often as I should have. Ah, now we're friends. Maybe this friendship is worth investigating further then. I hope you don't think I avoided writing due to asking you about ongoing financial support for Nina. It wasn't that. I should not have asked in the first place, and yet here I am asking again. He might have supported the Bonton bombing's perpetrator? We have to investigate this further. Look for hints if there really was an ongoing financial support. There is a young woman, her name is Cassandra, who is a member of my debate club. She has undeservedly stumbled into trouble very recently, and requires nothing but the best defense attorney. Of course, you immediately sprung to my mind after the wonderful job you did as counsel in my case. And so the circle is complete. So this is why they knew each other. Abraham Goldfels was his client. which raises the question, what was his case about? Without a doubt you must have heard about the riots at Freedom Plaza 2 days ago, probably also about the injured police officer. I will not beat around the bush. Cassandra is the prime suspect for said injury, so taking on this case might bring some PR headwind with it. She claims not to have done the deed, and I am willing to believe her. Should you be willing to take on her legal defense, I would be more than grateful. I will cover any costs in full, whatever you might need. Let me know your thoughts. Abraham. From K. Sanders at dcbonton.tna, request concerning investigative custody of my client. Dear Mr. Langley, regarding your request to release your client Cassandra Watergate from investigative custody, we unfortunately have to inform you that your request has been denied. Though it is true Ms. Watergate is undoubtedly not directly involved in the incidents known as the Bonton bombings, we have multiple indications connecting Ms. Watergate to a group known as Thought, which is in turn associated with the alleged perpetrator of said bombings. Investigations have also brought up new evidence in the earlier case of the injury of a police officer, which demands reopening of said criminal case. Sincerely, K. Sanders, Secretary to Committing Magistrate Doyle, Bonton District Court. Our meeting. Yang at 2cent.tna. Dear Mr. Yang, I would like to thank you for the business meeting. It was great to finally meet you in person. Your case truly deserves a dedicated and equally experienced lawyer. After some carefully conducted consideration, it is with the utmost regret that I have to inform you I do not have the capacities required for a case of this complexity at this time. It would not be desirable to go into this case half-heartedly. I am sure you will understand my decision. Again, thank you for your trust and effort put into your proposal. My hope is to be able to work with you on a future case when circumstances have changed. Until then, I wish you all the best with your case. Sincerely, Joseph Langley. Bank account? Why was his bank account number attached at the... That's weird. April 15th, Yang Dong-hyun wrote, Dear Mr. Langley, once again I want to thank you for having been available for a meeting so spontaneously last Thursday evening. Although I do not wish to rush you, you will understand that in a case like ours, time is of the essence. Therefore, I wanted to ask whether or not you have already come to a decision. Feedback on your request from Karen Manilow. Hey Joseph, I've gone through your books for the third time this morning as you requested, and sadly I can only confirm what I told you earlier. You may not notice it right now because it's a slow decline, but you're on your way to hit rock bottom some black day in the future if this business trend continues. Excuse me for sounding like a broken record, but these are the major issues I see. Apart from your number of clients dropping steadily, your expenses since the end of 2016, especially via that credit card of yours, went up by a whopping 218%. Business isn't running so well, it seems. Too few crimes, I suppose. We must be doing something right. Any idea what the reason for that might be? Then there is this recurring donation that's been going on for some time. I can respect if you want to help out a friend or something, but you have to stop at some point, seriously. If all of those expenses are a must, well, I would definitely agree with laying off Mrs. Winters, as you mentioned. Due to the fact that your clients are dropping anyway, why have a dedicated secretary around any longer than needed? Or get her to work part-time. Or find someone who will work part-time for a lower hourly rate, ideally. Cheers, Karen. Freelance financial advisor.
Goodness, that credit card, yes. I wonder what could have been happening with that.
Mm-hmm. Ugly, but not of our concern. Okay, that was all the mails. So, active supporter of the Children of Parges Foundation. I've been skeptical about this foundation, but they have been officially approved as a beneficial operation. I guess it's a good cause after all. Wait, conflicting data chunks. Hobbyist fisherman.
I think I see the conflict. That's a wedding photo.
But the fact that I haven't found the counterpart yet.
I think he's going out with Cassandra and is maybe married. They could be divorced.
Hello? Wise ass? Anyone there? Ah. So you found your way here, Harrison. Digging through your TL was a pain in the ass. Why didn't you just tell me you wanted to chat? When you told me what happened to Nina, I went straight on to research. I got the impression that the Gov is up to no good. Great work, Captain Obvious. I did find something you won't like a bit. Orwell. What is Orwell? That's a good question. What, Mega Man? Seems it's a system that can put everything on the web under surveillance. What exactly do you mean by everything? Oh no, we did everything to keep it outside of the nation until we were ready for the revelation. And now... It's unfortunate people have become aware of it ahead of time. We must tread very carefully now. They will not speak so openly any longer, I fear. Everything as in this very convo, every call, every web page, maybe PCs, whatever. You're bullshitting me. I'm not, man, I'm not. I wish I was. Let's assume for a sec you're right. How did they pull this off? Storage alone is one thing, but actively going through all of it? They outsource surveillance to people outside the nation. Those people are supposed to collect pieces of data from websites, all kinds of communication and whatnot, and send it to the Orwell mainframe. It's safe to assume that nothing is safe anymore. How come we never heard of it? Even more importantly, how come you have? I have very good connections to some hackers outside the nation. They knew a thing or two about secret recruiting for this shit without letting people in the nation know. A real hacker network, huh? Unfortunately, we can't go after people outside of the nation. Don't know how exactly they pull that off, but they do. And that also explains what happens to Nina, I guess. This is so effing crazy. Do they have no decency? No friggin' respect for privacy? And for Nina? Hell, this is everything we fought against. Harrison, don't. You need to watch your tongue. I do not need to effing watch my tongue. Please chill, man, or we will regret it. Oh, I will never chill until this madness stops. I already got an idea. Tailor-made for you. Man, if you discuss things like that here, you'll get us both locked up. Let's meet somewhere then. Yeah, and say the word and they will be there too. There must be something we can do to talk without the possibility of somebody snooping around. We can't stand around doing nothing. Well, there's one thing. It's a bit risky. You are using my chat tool right now as well, aren't you? Well, if I wanted to live my life in a cage, I'd go live in a effing zoo. This system needs to be shut down. Yeah, it's abominable, but yeah, I am. This tool has built-in cipher.
We can encrypt this shit.
It's a custom encryption algorithm written by me. Easy to break, but off-record, and that's what we need. They probably cannot break this. Not right away. Gives us a couple of messages, probably. What are you waiting for? Go for it. Okay, I'll activate it now. Just remember to write quickly. And keep your fingers crossed this will work at all. I'm getting reports of an unknown cryptography here. Don't worry, Orwell should be able to break the encryption in mere seconds. It could work. I will need some time to localize the entry point, and then I'll only have seconds. One thing. What will you do with what I find there? Start a war on the government. Ooh. Man, I don't know. You talking of war and shit gives me the chills. You told me you don't have any love for the Gov. You were already a part of Thought. Now prove it. Your chance to do something with relevance to it instead of hacking people's sites for fun. Oh, well, okay, fine. Time to get to work. If it's war he wants, well, he shall have one. We will have Mr. O'Donnell arrested before long. I can at least be certain of that. Don't forget to send me your stuff. O'Donnell out. The National Beholder just published... Oh, best see for yourself. Is this group responsible for the Bonton bombings? I imagine you are looking my way now, aren't you? I have absolutely no idea who leaked this info. Certainly not me. Only very few people can access the data on our back end. This doesn't exactly aid us in our investigations. Quite the opposite, probably. We need to hurry. Bonton bombing perpetrator Nina M. apparently was a member of an activist group called Thought. Are they involved in the incidents? The group Thought runs a blog in which most articles are locked for the public. Has it been used for planning the assaults? It seems that the Bonton bombing's perpetrator, yesterday identified as Nina M., might not have been working alone. Information leaked to us from a reliable source implies she belonged to a Bonton-based group called Thought. This self-proclaimed activist group seems to be behind a number of violent demonstrations that have been held around Bonton. One of the articles on their mostly locked-up blog also quotes from De Gedanken sind frei, the lyrics occurring in the letters spread prior to the bombings. And if how the group is indeed also involved... If and how the group is indeed also involved in the bombings is left to speculation for the moment. We have already requested the administrators of the blog for an official statement, but have yet to receive any form of response. Oof. Internal case file, the government v. Abraham Goldfells. Prosecuting attorney Jeffrey Warwick. The defendant is accused of breaching the terms of an employment contract with the plaintiff the defendant had entered on March 15th, 2013. The plaintiff's claim was granted. though Abraham Goldfels worked for the government. Are you positive? This is a true surprise to me. I've never heard his name here. Never. Someone must know him if that is true. Why was he sued over a breach of contract? The plaintiff's claim was granted, though a medical condition of the defendant could be proven by his physician, Dr. Daniel Lyons. The court could see no justification for the defendant's absence from work, since the defendant appears to be in a healthy condition at the time of the verdict. The court was able to recognize a breach of the terms of the employment contract, causing substantial losses for the plaintiff by the defendant. This seems to explain a lot. He felt too sick for work, tried to get out, and was charged for it instead, and found guilty. Considering the facts, the bombings are starting to look like a very weird kind of vendetta to me. High time we find Abraham Goldfels. The defendant is sentenced to compensate the plaintiff by paying a compensation equal to his previous salary during a 6-month time span. Additionally, the defendant must reimburse any salary he might have received during his absence. Note, this case is considered highly classified. No media or public is permitted in court. No media coverage is permitted, neither prior nor post-trial.
Harrison rather has casus belli in his little war.
Oh, absolutely.
The Pope would allow it.
Aha! So there might be something to the connection between Joseph and Nina after all. If you can find one last indication that this might be meant for Nina, that would be enough for investigative custody. Welcome, friends, to the sport of fishing. Had a tough and stressful day at the office? Your boss doesn't value your work? Documents are piling up on your desk? We've all been there, buddy. That's why we founded the Sundown Fishing Club, a club dedicated to men who deserve to cool off after a hard day's work. We are not only into fishing, even if the name suggests that. We barbecue regularly, play cards or other games, and have a good time in general. The Sundowners get together every Tuesday and Thursday starting at 7 p.m. at the Severa Lake, right between Bounton and Farview. If you're interested, come meet us at the Lakeview Lodge on the south side. You may join the club at a very low monthly fee of $25. Come for the lakeside, but stay for a pint at the Sundown Fishing Club. Rules. It's very important for us that as long as you consider yourself a sundowner, to respect our rules. 1. Fish responsibly. Although a fishing license is not required at the Severa Lake, we pay regards to the official fishing quota. If you're only in it for the catch, make the release so the fish can see another day. Otherwise, you need to record your catch in writing using one of our catch lists. 2. Mind the environment. Our property is well maintained as a pleasant place for our members to enjoy. Always take your waste with you. Also, do not light fires outside of the marked areas. Never leave an open fire without supervision. Also, be mindful of noise pollution, so no loud music or raging parties. 3. Members only. Potential new members may come and visit any meeting with a current sitting sundowner and will be regarded as a temp member while they inspect our offerings. Relatives, spouses, children, etc. may visit special public events only after a registration of participation has been made. 4. Don't forget to present your trophies. In order to participate in the Catch of the Month award, you must present the trophy to the prize jury 5 working days before the end of each month. For any inquiries, send a mail to Chairman Dan Kingsley via kingfisher@sundownfishing.tna. Please do refrain from writing into the gallery comments. We will not answer any questions asked there. Thank you. And the Catch of the Month trophy goes to Joseph, a red band trout, 29 pounds. Congrats, mate. Oh, holy crap, that thing is huge. Thought it was a largemouth bass first. Congrats. Thanks, guys. Next week's first round of lager is on me. I wonder where a thing like that comes from. Never seen such a beaut in the Severa. Also, cheers, Joseph. Here, here.
Wait.
I declare this year's season closed. That's our Dan right there. He takes double the loot. Greedy, Dan, greedy. I take it that violates the quota, doesn't it? I am the quota. Well, even a broken clock is right twice a day, as they say. This has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with chance. Listen and you could occasionally learn a thing, or, like in this case, two. He has been around for some time as a temporary member. Now he has made the best decision of his life and joined us. Please welcome to the club, Abraham. Welcome, Abe. Didn't ask last time. May I call you Abe? Welcome. Saw you around last time. Sadly didn't have the chance to talk to you. Will do next time. What? You kidding me? I thought we were a club for men. We let just about anyone in now? Is there a problem with Abe, Ron? You bet your ass there is, Dan. Oh.
Dang, Kickbait.
Yeah. Talked to him all evening last Tuesday. Abe seemed perfectly normal. Why do you think this should matter? Hell yes, Norman. Fred told me he was practically asked out by him once. Proof enough that Abraham is gay, IMO. This is not of relevance, Dan. This is a men's club. Isn't it blatantly obvious what he's trying to do here? And he didn't even tell us right away. This secrecy is disgusting. Huh, that's a real bummer. Gays don't bother me, but it's really something we need to discuss first. Ron does have a point there. No, he doesn't. Would you all please show some decency? You're discussing a man's sexuality on a public online photo gallery. Not only is that irrelevant to begin with, it also does not at all belong here. Hell, it does belong here, Joseph. Why does he keep this hush-hush? He should have just told us right from the start. Maybe he's here only to enforce the quota or shit to begin with, so why defend the guy? We start accepting, we are practically forced to accept women and children, too. That wouldn't be the Sundowners anymore, not the one I would want to be a part of. I think leaving the Sundowners is easy then, Kickbait, isn't it, Dan? Now I get why your wife Barbara divorced you, Joseph. It all makes sense. You like other men a little too much. Jesus. What an asshole. My position as chairman of this club obliges me to a neutral position in this matter. I understand the argument, but Joseph is right. This is not a discussion to be held here. This has also become far too personal. It needs to be discussed between all current active members. We will hold a discussion and vote on this during our next gathering. This thread is closed. Okay, so... that is the more accurate, the more apt piece of information on his marital status, so... I don't think we should mess with Mr. Langley's private life this much. That isn't what we're after. Well, no, but it's a connection. And the nature of that connection... is there...
So I have to wonder, what the hell is it conflicting with?
Wait, what is conflicting with?
It was in yellow, like it was a conflict or something.
Yeah, the photo of him with his wife.
Oh, okay.
Entry 3, an unexpected proposal. My thoughts have been interrupted by a work proposal. I consider it intriguing, yet also disturbing. Hold on a minute. I need to go record my life. Terribly sorry. Have an ad to ignore. Okay, I'm back. Ow! Sorry about that. Right. My thoughts have been interrupted by a work proposal I consider intriguing, yet also disturbing. Dear reader, yesterday a most uncomfortable inquiry reached me. Out of all the possibilities the universe has to offer, this is the one I would have expected last. The government has requested me to work for them. The government. The very same government bringing forth the dangerous safety bill allowing to prosecute on suggestive evidence alone. I do not understand the nature of this call. They did their research, as they were completely aware of my views and all of my work at Stelligan. Why would they specifically call on me, then? This got me puzzled to the utmost, and I cannot seem to work out what they would need me for. All I have been told is that my work would be needed on a large-scale, groundbreaking project, buzzwords bereft of meaning. Naturally, they would not elaborate on any questions. Naturally, I refused the contract. I have no doubt they will call again. Yours sincerely, Abraham Goldfels. Goldfels refused at first, then took the contract after all, only then to breach it? Odd. Hey Goldfels, you can't be serious. I would not want to see you work for the government, Abe. Don't do that. Nothing good has ever come out of anything they've done. You do that and I'm out. Your most loyal reader. Out. Just like that. Seriously. My friend, I have no intention to work for the government. Yet I wonder what might be the root of all this. Whether it is something nefarious they have in store, and whether whatever it is might be turned into something good given the right treatment. "23 comments now.
Die in hell. That doesn't make any sense. What? Herger, sheer,
Yeesh.
Some masculine threats going on there.
Abraham's address. Well done. I'll request a team for investigation immediately. Somehow I doubt he's around. Continue your work. I'll notify you when the team has reported back to me. Patient has reported increasingly nagging pain in the epigastric region he experienced for several months, especially during nights, combined with a feeling he described as similar to nausea. Patient also reported decreased appetite, resulting in a loss of weight over the recent months. Patient visited due to a referral of his GP to exclude carcinomas. Sonographic localization of the upper abdomen undertaken shows a dilation of the bile duct in the head of the pancreas. CT undertaken to clarify infestation of lymph nodes surrounding and distant organs. Shows an infestation of para-aortic lymph nodes, no pathological findings on other organs. Blood sample taken to check for tumor markers, awaiting lab report. Edit, lab report shows tumor markers, CA 19-9. A carcinoma of the size of approximately 2.8 centimeters has been found in the head of the pancreas. Oops. Several para-aortic lymph nodes metastases have been detected. Distant metastases on surrounding organs could not be diagnosed. TNM T3N1M0. Oh, cancer? Unfortunately, the tumor has surpassed the state of being operable due to the metastases found on para-aortic lymph nodes. The patient has been informed about this circumstance, as well as the fact that the average life expectancy is 6 to 12 months at this state of the cancer, though outliers with years to live exist, which he seems to receive composedly. Administering a palliative chemical treatment to improve the symptoms has been strongly suggested, but has been refused by the patient. That is so harsh, but it does mean this man has nothing to lose. Is there a date on this? I don't see it, but this seems likely the destination of the donations. Oop, wrong profile. Oh, this is what the payments are for. Guess Mr. Langley is off the hook then. From unknown person to Harrison O'Donnell, your entanglements with suspicious groups. Dear Mr. O'Donnell, it has been brought to our attention you have actively participated in suspicious groups in the past or present. I consider it to be unnecessary to elaborate how this is against the work regulations and our expectations of neutrality towards every journalist employed by the National Beholder. We hereby inform you about the immediate termination of our work contract regarding the National Opinion column and any other articles, texts, or reports. Respectfully, Eric Brody, Editor-in-Chief, TNB. Ouch. A side effect of the leak, probably. I wonder what else got out to the TNB. And most of all, who did this? Hey, hey! Hey. Seems the Gov just fired the first shots our way. Seems so. I thought they might take longer to trace it all back to thought. I didn't expect that the TNB would openly write about it. Those TNB efforts fired me. They did? So quickly? Wow, they must have really loved you. Now, there's another thing. Cass has been arrested, her lawyer told me. What? F! Just as I thought it couldn't get worse. Yep, it was about new evidence in the officer injury, not these bombings. And it looks like some ugliness is heading our way from all sides at once. Think the police will follow this lead too? Of course. It's just a matter of time. Harrison, I'm scared. Yeah. Don't be. Did your hacker say something? Oh, that.
Do you need more drink? No, that looks...
This guy is crazy. Completely nuts. I don't know why I ever thought of asking him. Don't get your hopes up. Oh, damn. What about this lawyer you talked to? Seems like we will have use for him soon. Joseph says he's busy trying to get Cassandra out. Understandably so. That son of a bitch! What would you do if whatever her name was arrested, huh? What would you do if I was? Yeah, I get it. No need to lecture me, Jules. But Joseph did say he might give us advice if he finds anything. Yeah, of course he will, right after he sends us his invoice. You're not fair. We gotta face it, we're on our own in this. Oh, wait a sec. Huh? He did just text me. Give me a second. Hello, Juliet. Oh, hi again. I just had a look at the news. Yeah, it's exactly what we feared. It's looking pretty harsh, yes. But I made an interesting discovery that we need to have a word about. Yes? I need to talk to you and your colleague, Harrison? I was just chatting to him. I can set up a conference call. He's eager to meet you. That would be great. Give me a moment. I'll set up a conference call. Wait! Nina mentioned the cops were wiretapping her calls. Said it yourself. Why not chat? I think a call is much more appropriate for legal counsel. Raises less eyebrows. And chats might be logged just as easily. We're just the average couple seeking advice, right? Couple? We need to do this. Don't speak too openly, don't mention wiretaps, okay? I don't like this, but alright. Hello? Hey. Hey, Joseph. Seems this is working. Hello, Harrison, I presume? Yeah, and you're the law guy. Right. The law guy. Call me Joseph. Alright, Joseph. I just read about your group on the TNB. Guess this isn't exactly brightening things up for you. You could say that. So Jules here has big faith in your skills. Joseph, care to elaborate on what you found out? Yes, okay. So, you all know the safety bill. Yes. Yeah. All in all, it's an aggregation of paragraphs to get people behind bars much more easily, and to pry on their lives if necessary. If necessary? No, they use it as a sorry excuse for spying on people all the time. Intimidate them. Yes, I understand. What's particularly dangerous about it for you is that individuals might be prosecuted by mere mention of threats to the nation. In specific situations, it will be more than enough to point at a word you said in a rage to consider you dangerous. That's enough to hold you for some time. But what's even more problematic for you is the so-called transitivity of indication. The what? You all form a group, an activist group. This links you with one another. Now, if there is sufficient indication that, say, Abraham created thought to commit crimes or even acts of terrorism, well, they have grounds to arrest you all. But we didn't do anything. How is this just? This is so friggin' outrageous. They'll twist and turn their so-called evidence until they get what they need. You will need to be very, very careful from now on. We can do something about this, right? We need explicit evidence showing Abraham created this group to be peaceful. Prove it beyond any doubt. This is why I need to ask you about Abraham, to find out his original intentions. Well, ask away. The two of us were friends for a while, but I never got the feeling he told me a lot about what was going on in his life. He was quite reclusive. Indeed, that's what he was like, except when he was around Thought. How was Thought formed? He found out about me by discovering my blog, said he wanted to start a debate club. I said, fine, we had a couple of lame meetings, nothing much happened. A debate club? That would be good, that could hardly be regarded as a terrorist cell. Yeah, but Abe was obsessed with getting his message out, make people aware what the government was doing. Okay, that could be misinterpreted. What about the protests? We went with Nina's plan for the Circle Mall, turned out to be a catastrophe. And Juliet, at what point did you join Thought? During my studies, I met Abraham online by chance. He motivated me to take his course. Then Jules took over with the planning for the other two protests. So you would say Abraham intended violence and outrage? No, Abe hated violence. He wanted us to stay peaceful at all times. That is positive. So it was an individual planning this. Did someone in particular incite this? False intentions and bad planning caused this. You, Nina, me, each and every one of us is guilty of deviating from Abe's intentions in their own way. Jules, you don't know what you're talking about. It was Nina. She neglected Abe's wishes, not us. Harrison, nobody is innocent here. Not me, not you, nobody. I fear this isn't getting us anywhere. To make sure you won't be prosecuted as a whole group, I will need to speak to Abraham. He's gone. We don't know where, and we don't know how to reach him. Sadly, yes. Oh well, I will need to get back to writing some emails to get Cassandra out of this mess. Of course, I understand. Yeah. I suppose it's going to benefit you two as well if Cassandra is removed from custody, so don't worry. I'll get back to you. Goodbye, Joseph, and thanks. Yeah, thanks. Don't mention it. Goodbye. Well, your lawyer wasn't too helpful. Come on, give him a rest. This is a complicated situation for all of us. Yeah, so what next? I'd suggest we meet somewhere in town and come up with a good plan. What about the old meeting place? You mean that place? Yeah, of course. Of course. I just need to do something first. Don't let me wait too long, okay? Yeah, see ya. See you there. Somewhere important to them, huh? Shame they didn't say. But arresting either of them is out of question at this time anyway. We don't have enough evidence against them. I'm going to take that side of it. Oop. I'm not sure if I'm willing to believe that this is really contradictory to what Abraham Goldfels wanted. If so, why didn't he do anything about it? Our findings so far have shown that Harrison O'Donnell has been involved in the planning of Thought's protests. But since we know that Miss Maternova planned the first protest, this finding now leaves no room for him. Did we make a mistake? Was Mr. O'Donnell not involved in the planning? Mr. Goldfeld seems quite the charmer. Look at all the people gathered around him.
He started a club.
And we know why, don't we? He wanted to get out of that contract because of his illness, but the government didn't let him. I don't think that's it. Topic: how to start repairing my notebook. Hey, so I got this new notebook for my studies as a Christmas present from my parents. It was working fine until last week, but after a short presentation at the Media Department Expo, the damn thing just won't turn on anymore. I think something's loose on the inside. My dad said I should just return it, but I'm determined to fix this thing myself. So come at me, clever IT guys and gals. Give me some advice so I can call myself a real DIY notebook repair expert. I took a picture of the little troublemaker so you can see which make and model I'm talking about. Can someone out there tell me where to start and what I should be looking for? Thanks in advance, Juliet. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Very funny, haha. Anyone here to give me some real advice, pretty please? Hey, Juliet K., I think your father is right. Best return the notebook. The warranty will be void if you make a mistake or open the case. Or you can bring it around to the IT admins, room A101. They'll take care of it. In any case, do not try to fix it yourself. Cheers, Sag. Yeah, I get the concerns about the warranty, but I'm willing to take the risk. It's just that I hate to let go of an idea once I've settled on it, if you get what I mean. This is just such a girl thing to say. Why you have to be just so stubborn? Listen to the mod. Dear Juliet K., I hope I am allowed to speak a little off topic. Frankly, I rarely browse through this board, but I saw your posting and believe I saw you last week at the Media Department Expo. Weren't you the one who held the short presentation on ethics in online media? I found this quite captivating. I'd love to invite you to my media ethics course next semester if it fits your schedule. Oh, and I am sorry I can't be of much help with your notebook, but I am very sure you'll fix it in no time. Yours sincerely, Abraham Goldfels. Oh, well, thanks for the kind words. Sounds interesting enough. I might just drop by. Lost connection to Orwell. Orwell has lost the connection to the main server.
Looks like this is initiates counterattack.
Indeed. The connection to the main server has been re-established. Isn't this working? Do you receive my message? Ah, there we go. I just had a strange kind of connection problem. It was like the mainframe had vanished. Still got some data loss between servers and here. It seems it's all slowly going back to normal again. We had a joker who thought he could intrude our database. InfoSec says they have averted the attack. Huh. Achievement unlocked, still always reticent. Still in university. National Beholder. The Thought. Rosentech. Okay, nothing interesting in her history. Material for PR. I rest my case. You're welcome. Synchronous over asynchronous communication. Go meet in person, always. You're the best, Mary. Thanks. Hey, Juliet, put a USB drive with the material you asked for on her desk. It's tons of documents including technical details, yet most of the specifics have been redacted by the clients. I hope Maria is aware this stuff is so confidential that it doesn't even exist officially. No lists on who got or who is supposed to get which stuff, when, and why. Don't get why PR needs this, but, well, I don't stand in the way of Victor's grand vision of information sharing. Ask and thou shalt receive. After all, you had a key. Speaking of the devil, do me a favor and come around personally next time, okay? Even though you've just started here this month, you can for sure already guess what Victor has to say about mail exchanges in the company. Barry. Hey Barry, Maria asked me to get some specifics on a project with the internal code name Demiurge. I'll send the authorization key to access the requested info separately. Demiurge? I feel like I've heard that name before, and I don't mean from Greek mythology. Can you get her details on how it functions from a user point of view, the interface, the controls, and project milestone dates? We need all the data by tomorrow, and Raimi is overseas at the architect thing. The only other person who could get us that quickly I could think of is you. Care to help the new PR assistant out? Thank you, Juliet. Your course. My dear Juliet. Sneeze. Coming on? Excuse me. You are very welcome to write me in any way you find appropriate, and frankly, I am happy about your open and honest message. Speaking to you, I got the impression that you are a very clever young woman who is afraid to believe in herself, which is a shame because I don't see any reason for it. People will always find a way to be cruel, to be judgmental towards you. That doesn't mean you have to take it to heart. Let me tell you something I rarely tell to other people. I came to the nation from Greiblingen, a tiny village near Stuttgart in Germany, where I still have family. It's one of those places where everyone knows everyone, without any exceptions. My childhood and adolescence were entirely determined by this atmosphere of being watched, evaluated constantly. It was made worse by the fact I felt I could not live up to all the expectations directed at me. I ended up trying to be who people wanted me to be. It was maddening, abysmal stupidity, horrid for everyone involved. I would never want you to make the same mistake. But it sparked my interest in what I teach, so at least there was something positive to come from it. Come to think of it, I'm part of a small group of people who are just in line with the topics you're interested in. I'm certain you would find yourself appreciated there. I'll give you more information in person, in one of my courses, should you continue to attend, which I certainly hope you do. Looking forward to seeing you in the course. Yours, Abraham Goldfels. Okay, I was hesitant to record the fact that he's an immigrant, because, obviously, but now that we're having difficulty finding him, knowing precisely where he's from could indicate where he is now. So, I'm going to go ahead and save that information at this point. Essay draft. Dangers of the omnipresent digital information. The modern world is in a transitory state towards omnipresence of digital information. Processes, goods, even money transcend their physical form and continue their existence in the abstract form of data, mere units of information that either represent or describe the associated object. While this yields a lot of comfort, especially regarding the speed of exchange and accessibility to said processes or goods, naturally this also has a downside. In this essay, I will consider the problems that arise from the nature of the omnipresent and arguably omnipotent information. For this essay, I will focus mainly on two such problems: A, the unlimited reproduction of data, and B, the interpretation of bits of this is all crap, this isn't the point, you can do better. Okay, that was everything, right?
How many of us have written an essay where you wind up replacing a line with crap, not getting enough fix?
Why does it indicate there's still something new on the desktop? Maybe I'm misreading it. No. Yeah, I wouldn't know how to access it. Helping Hand. I have conducted a talk with the members of Thought. Of course, they claimed to be neither involved in the bombings nor to be in contact with Abraham Goldfels. Thought was formed as a debate club at first, then it became an activist group. There's this Juliet Carrington who seems rather harmless, but this Harrison O'Donnell might well be a fanatic. Talking to them gave me the impression that he is Thought's leader, if one can call him that. He openly spoke out against the government and the safety bill. He certainly seems to be the fanatic type. Observe him. Remember our agreement.
Joseph?
Missing persons worldwide. Help to find Gunther Ahrens. Missing. Loving dad and husband. Gunther Ahrens. Missing since September 30, 1993. Missing from Greblingen near Stuttgart, Germany. How could I possibly miss this? I'm such an idiot. It's legitimate to change your name when immigrating, yet very few people do so. That is what Mr. Goldfels, Ahrens, must have done. That photo seems like it was taken ages ago. Is that his child he's holding? That is a long time. A very long time. Why did he go missing? What happened at that time? My dear Gunther has been missing for several years now. One day Gunther did not return from work. Colleagues and friends claim they have not seen him, nor have any clue where he might have gone to. We put all our hope on the new possibilities of the web to continue our search and maybe find him someday. Gunther, I have not lost confidence that you are still out there. You would never abandon us. You wouldn't. I know it. If you ever read this, please call or write. Just give us something to know what became of you. We are not mad. We will never be mad. We are just waiting for you. Your loving wife, Margaret, and daughter Ava Ahrens. Yeah, I know what that's conflicting with, but, yeah. The other data chunk may imply a reason for him to have go missing. But the connections, I think, are the more important piece of data. That's his family? Did he, like, leave them behind?
Oh no, he's a cookie cat.
Oh no.
He left his family behind.
Obituaries Bonton, week 51, 2016. Patricia Webster Goodman, February 13th, 1933 to December 15th, 2016. Patricia Goodman, our loving mother, died peacefully on Thursday at the age of 83 at the Bonton City Hospital. Patricia was born as the youngest of 4 children to a simple farmer couple, Anne and Larry Webster. She grew up and went to school near Farview, where she met her soon-to-be husband, Ralph Goodman. They married in 1953 and moved to Bonton, where she would soon give birth to Olivia and 2 years later, Ronald. You will always be remembered as the light in our lives. Rest in peace. Rachel Whitfield was full of life until the very end. From the day she was born and even today, Rachel brought smiles to faces wherever she went. She spent her life traveling the world as an aid official, trying to make it a better place. She succeeded. She went right into the hearts of the crises in Africa, yet Rachel would never ask for anything in return. I am truly grateful for having met you. Gunther Ahrens. age 63, passed away at his home near Bonton. Though he was friends with many, very few knew the true person behind his gentle smile. Although his achievements in life were numerous, Gunther was a person always filled with self-doubt. That is no wonder, considering the world wronged him over and over again. Yes, he had his mistakes. He wasn't innocent. Who is? Gunther always did what he thought was right. He deserved better. I will miss you dearly, my friend. You're telling me we've been chasing a dead man all this time? This is downright impossible. I mean, he did write an email to Nina Maternova just yesterday, didn't he? Oh, I'm beginning to hate the fact that we can only look at points of data without knowing the full story. The truth is in there, but I just don't see it. Damn it, screw all of this. Screw Orwell. I need to think. Look at all the facts again. Just watch for a while and let me know if anything new happens, okay? So, the report from the team at Abraham's address just came in. It was completely abandoned. No furniture left, nothing. Which is no longer a surprise, I guess. Entry 10, the Orwell Project. With all the new people on our site, proper introductions are in order. Why, hello there. Where did all those people come from? Might it be due to the fact that the effing biggest newspaper in the goddamn nation just published an article on us? Didn't think they still had an audience that large. The irony is not lost on me. We tried and tried and tried to get our message through, but whatever we did, it wasn't enough to get your attention. And now you show up on our doorstep, uninvited, yet still wanting attention. Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome. Now that you are here, let's have a small chat, shall we? I've got someone here who's desperately eager to meet you all. World, meet my good friend, Benjamin Costigan. Benjamin, meet the world. On first sight, Benjamin seems like a fine man, doesn't he? He's 32, so in his best years. Lives in a cozy house, even has a pregnant fiancée named Amy Peters. Never would you guess what a terrible secret he hides. Oh! I am not friends with
Oh, hi, Sims.
Why am I... Where did that come from?
Ben?
I'll grant you to add more, if there is any. I want to know. I need to know.
And doggone it, Carolyn was out hollering for Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Dog got it?
Yeah. Only dog back now, but I thought dog was gone. Because I propped open our gate.
Mm-hmm.
She was hollering for me, and she came over to the corner and looked over into our yard, and then she went over to that end. And I swear that fence looks taller than all these others by,
Yeah.
At least a foot. It was hard to tell from my window looking at that angle, but it definitely looks taller. And yet, that's where he was. She went over there and hollered, and he started barking. She knocked up the fence, and then she went back into the house, and apparently out front she's got some sort of arrangement or something. Or she just helped herself to their yard like she helped herself to our yard that time. But then, yeah, she got him out of the yard, back through the house. He ran out, and she came hollering at him, "No, you don't. You get back in the house, Jack, right now." But I had hoped that he had come into our yard and then just was exploring the entire neighborhood, because she still is taking no active steps to It's a big honking yard. It's not like he doesn't have a lot of room to run.
Yeah.
He just found he has the power to jump over fences, so he's using that to explore. Scare the crap out of neighborhood council, though.
No! Been waiting like 2 minutes. I was waiting 2 minutes to like read that. You interrupted a very dramatic part of the game with your story. Yes.
I mean, no.
No. See, Benjamin here is a government agent in a project they apparently call Orwell. Never heard of it? No surprise. I hadn't either. No! Orwell makes it mind-numbingly easy to spy on all of you just with a few mouse clicks. Ordinary people recruited from anywhere in the world make those mouse clicks seem as if it all were just a game. Then there is Benjamin. How is this possible? This cannot be happening! I need to go home, now! He's the guy who receives your data, has an elaborate look at it, and says, this is the one we'll put in jail. This is the one's life we're gonna F up. That's one hell of a job, isn't it? Now you might ask, where did this Hancock fella get this info from? The answer is, from the Orwell project itself, because the thing isn't even secure. No, I don't expect you to believe me just like that. I'd like to propose something better. Go and ask Benjamin. Oh yeah, I almost forgot that you don't know him. No problemo. Here's his address. If you would kindly visit him and send him my best regards, that would be much appreciated. We'll take care of the bastards that sit on the other side of this Orwell project, who dig through all your personal files, and grin while they look at your nude photographs. Thought is your friend. We'll get them for you. Promise. The thoughts must be free again. Hancock. Attacking Orwell worked, but not for long, and not again. Not this way. I got you a gift, though. Take a look on your Thought web server. Handle with care. Okay, now it says there's nothing?
Huh. I guess it decided you hadn't looked at that document or something.
But I totally had.
Had.
Yeah.
Well, that's bad days for Ben.
Okay, it's already nearly 6, but, shoot, I want to find out what happens next.
A little harsh to, fully dox the poor guy and throw his very address at the internet, but he did have cause for spelling.
Yeah. Achievement unlocked. Memory hole. We had indication to believe that Abraham Goldfels incited the Bonton bombings. We needed to locate him. The National Beholder has published an article naming Thought to be behind the Bonton bombings. Thought was perceived by the public with hate after the TNB article. An attack on the Orwell mainframe occurred. Gunther Ahrens was friends with Joseph Langley. He was sued by the government about a breach of his working contract for being absent. He suffered from inoperable terminal cancer. He was obsessed with spreading anti-government ideas, which is why he founded the debate club Thought. Apparently, he changed his name from Gunther Ahrens. Abraham Goldfels was the name he picked when immigrating to the nation. He was reported missing in 1993. He was married. He seemingly left his family behind when immigrating to the nation. He died last year, probably due to cancer. We've searched his house. It's in a remote area of Farview and seems to be completely abandoned. Joseph Langley. He handled a famous case against the government in the past. He received a request to submit information on Gunther Ahrens. He proposed to submit information on Thought, not on Gunther Ahrens. He was friends with Gunther Ahrens. He defended Gunther Ahrens in a case against the government. His office is in financial trouble. We found no evidence that he financed Nina Maternova. Initiate. He is a member of Thought. We found a lot of misleading information. He was placed at Rosen Technologies as an intern. He became aware of Orwell. He attacked the Orwell mainframe. Apparently, he was able to extract personal data. Harrison O'Donnell. He stated his intentions to declare war on the government. He lost his job at the National Beholder. He blamed the deviations of Thought's course on Nina Maternova. He exposed personal information on Benjamin Costigan. Was Ed his name?
Edward Snowden.
Okay, yeah.
I was trying to remember it with great difficulty. I kept running into Jon Snow.
Okay, yeah. Hearing Edward Snowden sounds right, but seeing it shortened to Ed didn't ring that bell immediately.
And not the one from Throne of Game. Not the one from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
The one from Polio.
Mm-hmm. Wait, polio?
Or not polio.
Cholera.
Yes, the one from Cholera. The Broad Street Pump. Anyway.
That sounded like you said the prostrate pump.
At least there was an R in there.
Yeah.
I mean, an extra R. 2 R's. 3 R's?
No.
2 R's, yes.
Yes, 2 R's, but only one that would be vital to changing the meaning in that fashion. Anyway, Juliet Carrington. We noticed she spent all weekend at Rosentech. She took Gunther Ahrens' course after they got to know each other online, and he invited her. She requested information on a project called Demiurge via her employer, Rosentech. Benjamin Costigan. His identity was compromised. Personal information was exposed. One sec. I am going to see...
Surely people realize Ben's just a pawn, right?
I hope so.
He's just a guy who's trying to save people from bombs and being an idiot who drank the party Kool-Aid a while ago. The real villain... Well, we learned her name early on.
Yeah.
Safety buildings.
I'm going to go ahead and say it in the chat, so... Okay.
I fed the Remy. I hope nothing bad comes of this.
Next day. Episode 5, Under the Spreading Chestnut Tree.
Called it.
Oh, good morning, investigator.
Hello, villain.
Since you have the most powerful investigative tool at your disposal, I suspect you already know who I am. You, on the other hand, have been a hard-working investigator so far. You have proved Orwell is working as intended. I will be your new advisor on this case. This has become far too important to leave the case to an advisor with an exposed identity. Sims is well, but no longer fit to work on Orwell. Moving forward, we will not speak about him again. As far as you are concerned, he never existed. With yesterday's reveal of Orwell, sympathizers of this terrorist group have taken to the streets. We need to show all of the nation Orwell is keeping them safe. We won't allow some fools to trample on everything we have achieved. We must get rid of the imposter pretending to be Abraham Goldfels. Find out who did it, and where they are hiding.
Don't want to do that if they aren't terrorists.
House of Exposed Government Employee vandalized. House of Government Employee vandalized after his private address got exposed. A peaceful house in Farview was turned into a mess this morning. A quiet house in Farview was ravaged by vandalism overnight as raging protesters took up arms and tried to invade the home of government employee Benjamin C. and his fiancée. Color bombs and spray paint were used to deface the outer walls of the estate, along with the owner's car, which was left in the driveway. The garden was trampled, and several windows of the home were left shattered. Benjamin C. and his fiancée were not home during the attack, which was called in by several of their neighbors during the early hours of the morning. Just before the incident, Benjamin C. had been doxxed, a practice where online groups leak personal information on the internet with malicious intent, by activist group Thought when they claimed he was linked to a new government initiative. The project, now known as Orwell, allegedly will be used to install mass surveillance on all citizens in the nation. At this time, it remains unclear whether anti-government protesters connected to the project's reveal are involved in the crime. Anti-Orwell protesters gather at Freedom Memorial remains. As thought activists unveil government surveillance system Orwell, supporters gather at former Freedom Memorial. Government stays silent. Late on Sunday evening, protesters gathered at Freedom Plaza in Bonton. Once again, Freedom Plaza has become the center of attention, with over a dozen citizens protesting at the ravaged Freedom Memorial on Sunday evening. The cause of the protest is the recent unveiling of Orwell, a mass surveillance program issued in secret by the government. The information was leaked by the activist group Thought, the same group that was brought to public attention as the alleged culprits of the Bonton bombings. The group claimed in a recent blog post that they had proof that the government has plans to use this system to put the population of the nation under mass surveillance. We have reached out to the government for statement about the Orwell project, but at the time of publication, we had not received a reply. More on this story as it unfolds. Negotiations in Triflith renewed. Under the lead of Prime Minister Blaine, negotiations about structured re-elections with the opposition have been resumed, leaving experts baffled. Blaine and Cassard gathered around the round table in Triflith. The Pargesian President Cassard has given the green light to resume negotiations about a re-election. This is the result came from only one day of Prime Minister Blaine's visit to Triflith, and it is widely interpreted as a beacon of hope for the crisis-riddled region. Under supervision of the Prime Minister, Cassard and members of the opposition gathered at the round table in the Pargesian Presidential Palace after the talks had been discontinued last week. Experts, who had mostly predicted long and difficult talks, are surprised by the sudden change of mind by Cassard due to the Prime Minister's intervention. Meanwhile, the riots in Triflith went on, but decreased in intensity significantly as many followers of the opposition called off their planned actions at the news of the round table gathering. Thought must gather once again. From Gunther Ahrens to all those people. Members of Thought, my dear friends, As you all have experienced already, we are being besieged by the government. They have denounced us, called us terrorists, and turned the public against us. This will stop today. Their days are about to come to an end. I have a plan, but for this to work out, we must meet like we did in the old days, when we had our meetings in Cafe Chestnut. We will have a conference call at 4 p.m. sharp, because I am well aware that a meeting in person won't work out for us. You need not fear surveillance. All has been taken care of. I will contact you. Get in a safe position. Be ready. Abraham Goldfells.
Cafe Chestnut?
Mm-hmm. A gathering? We know Abraham Goldfells is dead. Someone must be impersonating him. This is as clear as crystal. We must act swiftly and collect as much evidence as possible before this gathering commences. Thought is certainly up to no good. As you know, processing data chunks is time-consuming. I would say we have time for roughly 20 data chunks. Be considerate. Now I actually have a limit. Well, if you'll excuse me for another moment, I need to go record my life. Ignore this ad.
Sounds like you want to run around all your sources before you decide which things to upload.
Same. As did she, which... yeah. I'm sorry? To Nina Maternova. Oh, yeah, that's the sent version of that email. That too. Okay. Subject, ghosting. From Marka to Harrison O'Donnell. You must think I'm stupid. First you don't tell me where you're going because you need to ghost, then hours later you don't answer your phone. So I called Purse asking for you, and she told me you were at Cyber Cafe Chestnut yesterday evening. Said you stormed in, then furiously wrote something on your PC. Probably this outrageous blog post from the news, the news speaks of. Then stormed back out the door, only to meet whom? Juliet! Meaning you're back in action with this shitty group, and her? I cannot effing believe it. So now I'm trying email so you can't dodge me any longer. You and me, we're done. I mean it. This is where Harrison O'Donnell did his dirty work, probably thinking we would not be able to track him down. We will track him down. I have gone through the information we have on the remaining suspects regarding the impersonation of Abraham Goldfells. We have received information from a reliable source that O'Donnell is probably the leader of Thought. O'Donnell predicted the bombings. This alone makes him suspicious. We have no idea why O'Donnell hid the posts on the Thought blog and his timeline. We are yet to clarify why O'Donnell would frequent a drugstore so often. Perhaps he provided the bomb materials. Why would O'Donnell have 2 health insurances? It is apparent that Harrison O'Donnell might well be part of the Bonton bombings. He is probably the one impersonating Goldfells. I want you to prove this and lock him away for good. I don't think so. Yes. Okay. Right, I can't just flag every little thing. That's right. That looks like the which I'm sure was intentional. Load lobby. Hello world. The internet is like a chestnut tree, ever growing, branching, spreading. Everyone has the right to dwell or relax in its shadow, and we make sure you get your right. Need the web? Got you covered. Out of battery? Charge it here. Need PC access only? Also yep. Bring your PC or use one of ours. Find us on Stelligan campus, Complex D, next to the actual cafe. All we ask for is an occasional donation, cash or goods in return, if you can. That's it. Ready. Hosts. Leonore, aka Persephone, founder and boss of the bunch. Ahmed, aka Rattlesnake, super admin and all-around super guy. Marka, aka Wicked Witch. She keeps the drinks rolling and bits flowing. Honorable hosts. Harrison, aka Hancock, former admin and handsome. What is the primary goal? To win the game. We award scores for the time spent in our cafe, donating stuff, or contributing to the cause by any other means. A heartfelt yay goes out to these people. Dank Frank, Hancock, Robot Lady, Multivac, Jagged Y, The Net, Dev Null, Hellerfant, Merv, Honeypot. Okay, I have very little else to submit right now. Oh, although load user Persephone. Contribution points, not counting active host. Ahmed. Donated working PC, monitor, cables, mouse, keyboard. Marka. Donated 2 pallets of non-alcoholic beverages. Hancock. The cache. Browser history. That's not new information right there. So I will hold off on submitting that.
Also, it seems like a lot of the information released in the docs was publicly available if that was just a basic search.
Yeah, it was just a question of connecting the person to the organization. As you may or may not have heard, I've been affiliated with a group called Thought in the past. I thought I might as well blow that right into your face before some data miner does and claims shit. Yeah, let them claim shit if they love worthless shit all that much. Once upon a time, there was a daft punk who sought to build an activist group but failed awfully. The moral of this story is your activism isn't worth shit because peeps just don't care. As you may or may not have heard, the T&B office is a bunch of cocksuckers. At least now you know. Don't say you haven't been warned. Dear Mr. O'Donnell, please find your invoice for our services below. The total is going to be subtracted automatically from your stored bank account within the next 2 days. Thank you for trusting in Life Trust. Sincerely, the Life Trust team. Life Trust Family Plus Insurance. Why would someone like O'Donnell own a health insurance for a family member? Why not? Message for the Great Hancock. From Juliet Carrington at Stelligan University. That's an email for her that we don't have yet. Hey you, I just wanted to thank you for your support on my blog post for The Thought. I have the feeling that Nina does not really like me. I hope I didn't do anything wrong. Frankly, she scares me a bit. You know, I didn't want to occupy her spot in Thought. If you want to, we could meet tomorrow at Cafe Chestnut and talk about our great success at Stelligan, the next big thing. Everything besides Nina. I mean, I study at the campus and you work there, so we're neighbors anyway. Are you in? Dixon. Another alias. He has been Goldfells. He has been posing as Goldfells, apparently. That is important to know. It was Harrison O'Donnell after all. Well done, investigator. Make sure we have all relevant locations where he might be hiding in his profile so we can make an arrest. Good. Keep an eye on her as well. Search. I'll come back to that. Hey Jude, happy birthday, have a good one. Hey Harrison, thanks so much. I'm spending the day chilling out with Huxley at the Riverside, much needed. So I take it you ain't gonna party then? Nah, getting too old for that. Yeah! Yeah.
And not always.
Well, I mean, like, the first time we saw her, it was blue. We found some older photos of her in which her hair was blonde.
Oh, okay.
But since the beginning of the game, her hair has been blue.
Okay. Yeah, it was the other pictures, apparently, that I could have sworn I remember seeing her with the different color hair.
Uh-huh. What? Where's Party Hard Jude? What have you done to her? She died a slow and agonizing death somewhere between two clubs on a certain weekend, if you remember. Aw, sorry not sorry. Yeah, I thought so. Anyway, you have a good one. Cheers. Thank you for the flowers. I forgot. Still pulling off those jokes. I'm sorry, Mom. I won't be coming home today. I'll be there tomorrow. Promise. In case anything happens, call Jake. You call Jake over, okay? Let me know if you understand. Okay, great. Love you. When are you coming? I'm not coming. Do you need anything? Are you okay? I am okay. Are you coming? Mom, I'm not coming today. I will stay somewhere else, but I am fine. Is Jake with you? Jake here. We're good, Harry. Oh, geez. Thanks a ton, Jake. Never mind. So it's his mother. Half our time is up. Stay diligent and considerate. We know he's... or at the very least, last we heard, he's living at Outskirts Camping. Entry 7, A Night to Remember, published by Dixon. Our protest at Stelligan was a lively gathering of open-minded people. Students, teachers, professors, and others formed a bright and colorful crowd. I've got to admit, when Abraham asked me to join Thought, I wasn't sure what to think of it. Join an activist group? That's not a thing for me. Sure, not everything is fine, but organizing protests in the streets? Isn't that a bit much? But I knew Abraham as he was my professor for media ethics at Stelligan, and so I trusted him. I said yes, but I wouldn't stop there. Harrison and Nina left the event planning to me. Me, who had never done anything close to this before. Phew, a pretty scary task. As both Abraham and I were closely tied to Stelligan University, my suggestion was to organize a peaceful protest there, slowly raise awareness among students. They would most likely be more open-minded, prone to question the authority in the government, wouldn't they? Indeed, the protest went off without a hitch. Stelligan's president even permitted us to hold the protest on campus grounds, and close to 100 students, provided I didn't miscount, participated, many of them just joining in as they were walking by and wanted to know more. There was no conflict, no fear, just support. People were still talking about it a week later in the halls of Stelligan, and for me personally, it turned out to be a night to remember. Jules, let me say the important thing first. You did great. That's why we chose you for this. You even thought of making sure everything could get home after the protest by organizing an extra bus. Anyway, I already got an idea for what's next. Take things out to the streets, literally. Not the university streets, more like the streets. Think you can help us organize that as well? Thanks, Harry. After this, I'm confident I might be able to organize something bigger for next time. The streets are probably not the best choice, too unsafe, but I'll come up with something. Juliet, I don't want to offend you, but you're new and you did a good job, but this simply isn't enough. Our petty protest doesn't matter at a national scale. That's the simple truth. With a pace like this, the Gov will have erected their oppressive machinery before we even get to the streets. Nina, you know I think likewise, and in the end you're right. Our next thing will be much bigger. We'll make the news for sure, but we need to be smart about it. Smart like Julesy. That's why I want her to plan the next thing as well. I understand you, Nina. I'll do my best to get things right, and safe. At the moment I'm thinking of Freedom Plaza. pretty much everything we need space-wise there. Would that be okay for everyone? Okay, that's not new information, but... Carrington? Juliet, Victor here. Oh, hey, Victor. I just talked to Maria. Why are you not at work? Oh, I sent a sick note. Didn't you No, you did not. You were here the entire weekend. That's what the tracker says, but no one authorized you to do so. Now that you are meant to be here, you are not. Also, what is SP855601204 registered under your account? This device ID does not belong to a company-approved device. You will explain these irregularities. I want you in my office as soon as possible. I don't think so. Where the hell are you? Why did you leave Abe's? Our plan was to hide somewhere until we're no longer public enemies number 1 and 2. Yeah, that was before I found out what you did. You exposed a government employee. Take a close look at what happened. They're after us now for sure. Was that necessary? Look at the TNB. We have developed a following. If they prosecute us now, there will be a public outcry. This tiny crowd with their banners won't stop a thing. We'll be gone forever once they get us. This is why I had to leave. Did you get Abraham's email? Yeah, that was crazy. I know. All of a sudden he's back and he has a plan. I can't believe it. Where was he this whole time? Will you attend this gathering? Of course! If Abe is there, we must attend. I will hide away someplace. I can call in from my notebook. You should do the same. Don't hide anywhere you have been to in the last 24 hours. They might check there first. Will do. My damn phone is gone, just like you disappeared this morning. You haven't seen it by chance. Jesus, can you not take care of your stuff? No, I have not seen your phone. Ah, F it. Tried to track it down, but it doesn't send a signal. Probably out of battery or something. Yeah, whatever. I'll go without it until the gathering. Yeah, until the gathering.
We looked at Harrison's sent emails.
Mm-hmm.
He sent one email as Abraham.
Yeah, not the other one.
But not the...
Knock knock. Huh? Who are you? Name's Initiate. Oh, you're this hacker guy Harrison spoke about then. Right. So, you hacked the Thought blog? You've been following us around? Why? What do you want? What I want? I want to know what happened to Thought. These bombings have been ringing in my head. And I just don't know. Was this Thought's work? Was it a Gov setup? Listen, I don't know either. I'm sorry, but shit is majorly going down the drain right now. If you can help us, do it, please. I fear my help got you where you are right now. You helped to dox this Costigan. Harrison told me you wouldn't want to assist us. Harrison told me you wouldn't want to assist us. Don't talk so openly, or did you forget what's going on? Right, sorry. Can you do that again? What you did? Nope. They're going to track me down for sure. Barely got out the last time. I need more intel on this thing first at the moment. I don't see a way. Damn. So what are you doing? Oh, you don't know yet. Abraham Goldfels, who founded Thought, sent us a message. Thought should gather once more. What? Abe is back? Yeah, and he has a plan. You know him? Kinda. Where from? Coincidence. Look, if you know Abraham, why don't you attend this gathering as well? It's going down 4 p.m. as conference call. Give me your number and I will invite you as well. No, thanks, but no thanks. Sounds like a trap to me. You shouldn't attend either. I'm pretty positive it's not. The email sounded authentic. But have it your way. I will. Good luck with this gathering. Good luck to you with finding out what's going on here. You're going to need it.
Attending it either. So that's kind of a take the battery out of your phone, or get a burner phone, take the battery out of your phone, go a couple of kilometers from where you did that, and it's empty at the burner.
Yeah, it's May. That's awesome. Up for a meet and greet with your long-lost sis next week? Gonna hit B-Town on Wednesday and stay for 3 awesome days at A&D's hotel. You're not staying at home? God, no. Gonna visit them once. That's already family overdose. So, meet up? Okay, let's do it. I'll get back to you as soon as I know if I have some spare time. Coolio. See you then, little sis. See you then. Juliet, where are you? Hey, Dad, I'm at work. It's a beautiful Sunday, so I thought we could have a family barbecue tonight. April is already here. I don't think I'll be able to come. Well, your loss. Why are you working almost every weekend now anyway? Did you miss a deadline or something? Oh, we've got this new project here which is close to release. Everyone's doing overtime at the moment. What a company. This should be illegal. I hope you're getting overtime. Poor choice to follow this Abraham creep. Just because he worked at Rosentech doesn't mean it's a good job for you. Dad, what? Seriously, shut the F up. I made the right call. I know I am doing the right thing now. How dare you talk to me like that? Don't even think about coming home anytime soon. You'll see. I'll make you see. Okay, so Abraham worked at Rosentech as well? You are not supposed to follow Abraham Goldfels. He is dead. You are wasting precious time. I don't think so. Goldfels is dead. What do you expect to happen on his phone line?
That's a good question, man.
law offices of Joseph! Cassie? They released me! I'm free to go! Wow, that's fantastic! I can't believe it! You must have had a hand in this for sure. Well, maybe I did. Thank you, thank you, thank you! Wait, I'm going to pick you up. You sure you don't have to work? Work can wait. What the hell happened to you? Is this the same Joseph Langley? It's a long story, I will tell you on our way out. I'm so looking forward to seeing you again. Gonna be there in about 20 minutes. See you soon. Yeah, can't be soon enough. Initiate. I need to apologize to you for remaining silent for such a long time. I've been working out a plan in hiding. Today I need to call upon your help to make it happen. I am aware of your capabilities and your skills. You need to stop trying to tear down walls, instead shifting to running through open doors. Here's where to find one. 4 p.m. today. Abraham Goldfels. 188, 144, 98, 1. Port 1984.
Port 1984. That's silly. So the Goldfell's fake is that me?
Possibly.
Or someone else posing it?
So they're going to try and attack Orwell once again. Well, let them come. Demiurge. I command you to no longer dig around in Abraham Goldfell's past. I could easily turn you into a target person for disobeying me. You would not want that, do you? What is strange, though, is that Carrington requested material on this Demiurge.
Yeah, okay.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds, Oppenheimer quoted when he realized he made the nuclear bomb possible. For the first time, I feel I truly understand what he meant. I know it's impossible to stop progress. I thought I could change what was coming, control the inevitable, from within. I cannot. I made a mistake. I must quit at once. The only thing I can do is seek redemption, so let this be my confession. I, Abraham Goldfels, developed the so-called Ethical Codex for a project codenamed Demiurge, which has been renamed Orwell, and I have proof for everything I am about to write cloned to a device with the UID PC683349021. Orwell is the most sinister project I can think of, a system to spy on every last citizen in the nation. My intention was to govern this highly invasive project by applying strong ethical constraints on what it can access, and how that access is granted. I was given a lot of freedom in this regard, yet that was not enough. Seeing this thing in action, I can only look at myself in disgust for being so naive that I ignored the danger that was staring me in the face. Even when the system is investigating targeted persons, it will jump from one individual to another, ultimately parsing all of their indiscretions, and making everyone a target. Each test indicated one true fact. No one is innocent. I feel the urge to run to the press, to give them conclusive evidence that Orwell exists, yet I ask myself, will it achieve anything? Just another news piece lost in the crowd, one that will be drowned out by the latest timeline scandal or whatever Rosen is eating for breakfast. I doubt I'll even have enough strength to leave this article live on the blog. I can't handle the shame of what I've done. I bet they'll start using the project against me, then others I am connected to. It will be for the best if I just archive it, but I need to commit my thoughts to words, even if they are just for myself. This definitely gets recorded. because that will give me access. So, you know it now. Yes, we hired him for Orwell. This is his doing. It was me who wanted him on the project in the first place, to get things right with Orwell, to follow ethical standards. Only very few people here knew that, and I wanted to make sure it stayed that way. Our most ferocious enemy worked for us, a person I chose. Now you know it all, discovered by the very tool it was all about. The irony is not lost on me. But, well, you chose to disobey. I've warned you before, this will have consequences for you. And there I am. Device offline. Okay. I'm going to want to cross-reference these locations here, I think.
Do something to make Dylan return himself.
That would be great.
That'd be really funny.
Ow, my back. Okay, so under J, Steligan Avenue, 22 Portobello Road, 22 Portobello Road, 16 Penn Street, Rosen Plaza, .401 Malloy Court. Penn Street, 22 Portobello Road, 78 Orchard Drive, Steligan Avenue. Wait a second. But she warned him not to go any place that he had been in the last 24 hours, and he can't find his phone anyway. So. Or at least so he says. Yeah, there is something goofy with this, with these location names. Like, the 11 Stelligan Avenue is in two different places on the two different maps. Like, 11 Stelligan Avenue is in the spot where One Rosen Plaza is here. On Harrison's map. Okay, so I don't think that is the information that I want. Okay, let's review.
Something I learned from Rosen.
Yeah.
Why was Juliet staying the weekend in the office?
Well, as far as we could tell, it was so she wouldn't have to go home. Like, avoiding her parents. Because she doesn't want to be there for too long. So she worked long hours instead.
Long hours is one thing. Weekend is something else.
I'm really not sure. This initiate is a nuisance. You must reveal his true identity. This might shed some light on what his motives are. That's not going to be useful. A useful hint. If you encounter any hints to hideout locations, be sure to validate them by checking where they have stayed before first.
I want a boot Tusker snoot, but I can't. His snoot's not movable.
that he lost his phone means that location data will be unreliable. He lost his phone? I thought he would be attached to it. It's almost 4 p.m. We will most likely only have time for one more upload. Make sure it counts. Why did it star this one? Weird. Okay, this one was just about Freedom Plaza. That's just the photo. Just his former employer.
Y'all be careful with your toenails, please. There was a big honking toenail in the lint catcher.
Oh,
The dryer.
gross.
I went to
gross.
scrape the lint out and you hear kind of a noise. What? Close to her. There was a big old honking toenail.
Ugh.
Sitting in there, yeah. You know, which means it was in the laundry. I washed and dried one of y'all's toenails.
Sounds like it probably flew onto some dirty clothes and got obscured and chucked in the hammock.
Okay, honestly, this is the most interesting piece of information that we have right now, because even though I feel like she was there probably just because of, like, you know, wanting to avoid her parents. The fact that she did that anyway unauthorized.
Yeah, there are other places she could avoid
Yeah.
parents. Like, that cafe seems like a pretty welcoming place
Mm-hmm.
to hang out and avoid people for a while. Why?
That seems unusual. Why was she at work then?
Does she need access to something?
It's 4 p.m. I'm getting intervention teams ready to check all the locations you've mentioned. Now to wait and see what's going on. You've found enough material implying that something is very wrong about Juliet Carrington.
Are we watching someone else peruse the database?
Hello? Is this working? Anybody here? Well, I am. Harry! I didn't know if you would still be around. Barely got here in time. Cassie? You've been released? Yeah, thanks to Josie. I don't know what magic he pulled off, but it worked. This is great. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing here, but I am here as well. Joseph, great, you're there. Holy crap. What is this? Who are you? A fool who is baffled by the madness he just witnessed. Otherwise, initiate. Well, glad you decided to join us. That's completely unintended. What do you mean? You're in the call, aren't you? Yeah, I'm also in Orwell. In Orwell? Abe sent me an IP address to get into Orwell. It makes hacking the damn thing incredibly easy. He did what? And that worked? Like a charm. I now kinda controlled the damn thing. It's really, really worrying. Come again? You have Orwell on a freaking leash? Effing great! How does that worry you? My control is limited, and the Gov will get the control back at some point, but this isn't my primary concern. What makes me nervous is, why would Abraham have such extensive knowledge of Orwell? This whole thing reeks of an enormous trap. Abe wouldn't betray us. No, he wouldn't, but you're right, something very strange is afoot. We should get out right now. And this is the point where it gets even worse. I had a quick look at his file. You would not believe what it says. Abraham is dead. He died quite some time ago. What? That's impossible. I thought that when he first disappeared, but I put it to the back of my mind. What became of him? Dead? No! Abraham, how? He was very sick. Cancer. You old fool, why couldn't you tell us? He gave Nina the orders for the bombings after his demise. This means someone has been setting her up real bad. And not only her, all of us. Who the F would do such a thing? The person working on this was clever. They found it all. What did they find? Who was it? Everything in here points to... you. What? Jules, you? Wait a sec. I can't effing believe where this is going. Are you for real? Are you telling me you told Nina to place those bombs? I did. I'm not proud of it, but it had to be done. What the hell? Why? You and Nina, you two ruined everything for Abraham, and for Thought. So you decided that leaving me wasn't enough for revenge? You had to kill innocent effing people and blame it on all of Thought? It was necessary. Only when things are at their darkest will people listen, take note, and actually enact change. Abe knew that. I know it was extreme. Extreme? Extreme? It's goddamn murder! I know, damn it! Believe me, I know. You are the reason I was in custody? Jules, how could you do that to me? Thought needed to be destroyed. That was the whole point. Instead of seeking me out and arresting me, Orwell labeled you all target persons and investigated you all. Screwed up your lives. People need to see how effed up Orwell is. It's not protection, it's invasive and manipulative doom for everyone. No one is innocent, everyone is a suspect. Abe wanted to make the world stand up against things like Orwell. He knew how dangerous the project was, that's why he worked on it. He did what? He worked on Orwell? This confirms what I feared, but I didn't want to believe it. If so, he could have gone to the media and made it all public, couldn't he? He was afraid. He thought nothing would ever change if he did. Can you blame him? He told me everything, and only me. Funny. I just realized you're actually much better, yet much worse activist than Nina or me could ever be. That's admirable in a strange and very effed up way. You're nothing but a bitch, Juliet, a liar, and a killer. Cassie, Oh, just shut up. Just shut up! This is madness, Juliet. First Cassie, then you pulled me into all of this? All those poor people who suffered at your hand. I still don't get it. Why draw all of this attention to Thought? You didn't convince anyone by your actions. Why this gathering? Why let me hack Orwell? I just needed to convince one person how faulty Orwell was. Costigan, the guy Harry leaked information about, was the man on the inside, only an advisor. The person who has really been spying on you is still around. The person who actually went through your stuff, passed on the data. The one listening right now, the investigator. That's right, I'm talking to you. I knew you had to be around when everyone would come together. You had to be listening. Initiate was just a windfall, a chance to make sure you'd not immediately go up against us. Investigator, I have a question for you now that you saw Orwell firsthand. Do you really think that this system will help anyone? Did you think the government would not spy on you as well? Did you think you were outside the system? Think again. They evaluate even you. Abe knew that. He saw the madness. They observe even you, the investigators. But we can stop it. You can. Remember, you became recruited for being outside of the system, outside of the nation? What if we show people what they store about you? That even you are not outside of the system. That no one is outside of the system. All you need to do, investigator, is upload the data they have on you, incriminating yourself. This is so mind-bogglingly stupid, Jules. Why would the investigator cooperate? The Gov will come after them. That's exactly the point! This evaluation is supposed to be a safety net so that no one misuses Orwell. Acting on evidence is mandatory. If the investigator incriminates themselves, they will be forced to prosecute them and reveal this evidence that the investigators are actually being spied on as well publicly. That is absolutely mad. I don't see this working. I would like to offer an alternative investigator. It just so happens that a certain Catherine Delacroix is in these files too. I say we make use of the fact that we have control over Orwell. Let's use it as a weapon and turn it against the government. There's something dirty to be found out about Mrs. Delacroix for sure. Let them act on that evidence. Now we're talking. No, hurting Delacroix won't help much. She's just going to get replaced. This isn't the right way. Like I said, Jules, just shut it. Nobody is interested in what you have to say. But how can we trust this investigator? What the hell? How did they find... F? Harrison? What's going on? User quit the session. Seems he just fell prey to this great surveillance system. Oh shit, we need to act fast. Let me all show you what I can see right now. Here, streams up. Here's Cassandra's file. Wow, this feels like a slap in my face. They've been collecting all of this? They got me flagged potentially dangerous. It was this investigator. On the pro side, they did find out about Juliet's plot. That was good. I guess it's not too bad. Maybe we can give it a try. Joseph, your turn. My turn? Know what's funny about your file, Joseph? It says here you were offered a release of Cassandra for info on Thought, and you agreed. Especially given the fact what just happened to Harrison. Damn! Yes, I did. I got this offer and... I reported Harrison. I had to. Cassandra would not have been released otherwise. I can't believe this. This is horrible. But then again, you did it for me. I don't know what to think. F. Cass, I am sorry for Harry. I can't take this anymore. Leave me out of all of this crap. User quit the session. Cassie, wait! You've got to do this without me. I'm sorry. User quit the session. Well, this is just great. See how effed up all this is? It's exactly what we need to show people. Show them how we've all been affected. Get them to fight with us. I shall speak on behalf of Nina, then. I only realize now, it might have been my fault Nina got investigated in the first place. But it's all clear. The investigator is responsible for hunting her down like this. They caused her death, no doubt. Perhaps the investigator didn't know any better. And we know Nina was guilty. It does not strengthen my trust, though. But then the investigator found out about Juliet's plans. This is why I say we can trust this person. Meaning the final verdict is... only one vote to trust the investigator. That is not enough. Are we finally going to do this my way? It's down to the two of us, as it seems. Well, my plan to gather support for you failed, investigator, but if you still want to fulfill my plan, go on and give Delacroix hell. You will find something dirty. Investigator, it's time to make up your mind. You can tear down the entire system. Just complete my plan, please. I will turn Delacroix into a target person. I think I can easily activate access to her PC for you as well.
Oh, I hate this kind of choice.
When Abraham stopped his work for Rosentech and the government, he cloned all information he had and hid it in the office. He told me and I maintained it. The system is programmed to boot itself again in a couple of minutes. You'll have access to everything. You just need to find the UID of the device. I cannot tell you here now that Orwell isn't tracking data chunks. I have full understanding if you judge and incriminate me for what I've done. I think I deserve it. It's up to you now, investigator. Do the right thing.
We already have that device ID. Somebody can't say it's going to do both.
You have found enough material implying that something is very wrong about Juliet Carrington. Considering we have proof against Harrison O'Donnell, we should go primarily after him. Finally, I thought this disturbance would never end. The back-end engineers say we've had an unwanted guest. We already know it was Thought. It's about time to undo them. We must be strong. We must show these people for what they are. The nation's safety is depending on it.
Oh, good. She didn't see the direct communications to you.
Find a way to incriminate them, together, as a group. All we need is a hint that Abraham Goldfels intended this group to carry out terrorist actions. We could trace the attack back to a remote PC. I will now manually unlock this PC for you. I'm going to make her very scared. Because she deserves it. Even if I don't follow through on anything else, she deserves to be scared for what she's doing. But why am I a target person? Alright, it was fun while it lasted. Don't you dare extract anything else on me. You would not want to be assessed as a traitor, would you?
Oh, yeah, that was really easy. It's direct. Since you were already in investigation, it's like, oh, well, here's a connection. My boss. Gets.
What has she done?
And before you pull any triggers, you're free to poke around for a while.
Yeah. How did you... Why are you looking at my computer? You're supposed to trace the source of the intrusion. Leave my PC alone. Now! You would not want to be assessed as a traitor, would you? Now, you see... What...
You see where Kim Jennings was named the interim Jeopardy host? You know, he was
Oh,
the first
yeah,
one to win
I didn't see that, but
multiple. Yeah.
he's a good choice.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so I feel like delving into Delacroix's stuff might get Orwell on the outs anyway.
I figured just poke around a bunch before you upload anything.
Oh, absolutely. But,
Because there are 3 interesting systems to...
Oh, they're talking about the 2 turkeys up for presidential pardon. Who do you think they're going to be? I'm thinking of people in his administration.
Yeah.
Who are the turkeys he's going to pardon? But no, like the actual feathered...
See, as advanced as Orwell might be,
Cobb.
it won't gather much from a switched-off PC.
Oh,
Good-
it rhymes.
I was like,
Goodbye, investigator. Soon you will find yourself wishing you had listened to my warnings. Device offline.
she turned it off. Boring. What was that file called?
OrwellMasterAccess.info. Okay. So who is initiate? Reader? O'Donnell, Harrison. Multiple incitement of murder. The suspect was found alone at Orchard Drive working on his laptop, which was connected to a public Wi-Fi hotspot. When the suspect noticed our arrival, he attempted to flee but was quickly cornered by officers in pursuit. He complied and offered no resistance to arrest. Works at Rosen. Coincidence? Seems to have organized peaceful protests. Ex of Harrison? Bit too shy, maybe hiding something. I should get around to talking to her sometime. Rosen internship. Confirmation of completed internship. We hereby confirm that Mr. Thimba Van Biljon was placed as an intern at Rosen Technologies Limited from February 2014 to June 2014. He worked in the division of in-house security. The assignment of the internship was completed with outstanding success. Harrison. Ignorant to Abe's intentions, probably incited protests Abe would have never approved. Great band, sounds a lot like Rat King. Loudmouth, talks of doing shit but doesn't. Not a terrorist. He is running Thought page now, could try to disrupt to get attention. Web server, the Thought, password, blah. Why does he work for TNB now, cover? Tries to intimidate me, lol. Wise ass. Let him crawl through my timeline. Saved protocol Goldfells. Please don't do this. My friend, I do appreciate your worries, and I understand them. I too have considered this endlessly, but the result of this consideration can only be to intervene. I don't get it! Intervene with what? Why don't you tell me? I can't risk telling you. Not now. I will be placed at Rosentech, that is all I can say. This very gov has deprived me of the chance for a better future, a future with my sister here. And I will not stand idly by while the most sane and intelligent person I know makes such a dick move to become corrupted by the Gov. The opportunity to have such an impact on our common future will only come once in a lifetime. I need you to understand this. Bullshit, we can always do something about the Gov. Find some followers, build a group, gain followers, just like me. Then we start a guerrilla war. Think through what you are saying. Consider the chain of events this will set in motion. I will found a cell for this guerrilla war, then I will recruit members, call to arms, then we start acting, even committing bombings possibly, killing people. Then they will increase security measures. Nothing gets better. I've had it. You're making up excuses. You are better than anyone else. This is about money, nothing else. Don't be ridiculous. This is the last time we speak. I will no longer read your blog. I will no longer comment. I will no longer care. I will be gone. Poof. Very well, I understand. You are young, you are fiery. It is okay if you do not support the actions of a stupid old man. I would not act differently, I suppose. Maybe it is time to part ways, then. It is. I hope you will achieve something. I hope you will achieve everything you want eventually, by peaceful means, and you will be able to live your life freely. You will always be the one to initiate my thoughts, with your regular comments to my posts. At the very least, this will remain. Goodbye. Saved protocol Winston. Hey, Winston. What's up, my man? So, you hear about the Bonton bombings? Yeah. Was on the news even here. What about? I've been doing research. I know some peeps who might be behind it. What? I spoke to them. Claim they suspect the government. So, two possibilities exist. Those people are trying to bullshit me big time, or there's more to it. I need to exclude the latter. You wouldn't know anything about goings-on with the nation's gov, would you? Actually, I might. There's this rumor. What rumor? A friend of mine claims to know a guy going by the name of X2 Think who got recruited by the Gov. Recruited? What? For what? A cis called Orwell. Orwell? Like the author? What is it? Yeah, just like him. It's pretty vague what it actually can do, but everything points at crowdsourced surveillance of the web as a whole. They recruit everyday peeps for this outside of the nation. Super hush-hush. What? You sure? Assume the worst. Why didn't you tell me earlier, man? Like I said, not sure, all pretty vague, just on the grapevine. Now where's the connection to the Bonton bombings? System entered a test phase on April 13. Rings a bell? Holy crap. Holy crap indeed. Anything else? Not for now, I'll try to get more info. Thanks, man, I owe you. Hell yeah, you do. Big Brother. Sawabona umfawethu. Knock knock, Big Brother. How's life in the nation? Is it still as sprawling as the last time you sent me a letter? I sure hope so. I finally got into an unsecured Wi-Fi network from one of the houses across the street, so no more running around searching for a spot. First thing I'm doing is send you an email, of course. Big Brother, I know you're still so determined to get me to the nation. I'm writing this email to let you know I am fine here. Maybe our home in Cape Town isn't a house in Bonton, and of course I miss you dearly, but don't waste your life on this. You took the chance to get out of here, and you had every right to. How should you have foreseen this security bill, or however it was named? You couldn't. I know you made this stupid promise to come and get me. Forget about it. I release you. Instead, promise me something else. Put your anger aside and live your life. Please. By the way, your old laptop is fine. In fact, I'm typing this very email on it. Remember the endless hours we sat in front of that tiny broken screen and you would show me how to operate it? But mostly we would play this ancient version of Battleship that showed nothing but grids and circles and crosses. Hey, why don't we play around via mail, huh? Put up your ships. Don't read further. I start. D2. Did I hit? I'm so looking forward to your answer, Big Brother. And don't forget that promise. Your sister, Mbali. Abraham, need to visit him at Rosen. I need to know what he does. He really was there. Didn't recognize me, though. What's he doing in there? What the hell became of him? Nina, real sweetie. Angry, angry, angry. Need to check her. Soldier in the army. Has a kid, Michael. Don't think she's behind this. Cassandra, mostly harmless. Arrested? Joseph, no idea who this guy is. Orwell. New surveillance system, according to Winston. Crowdsourced. Can observe the whole web. Secret recruitment outside the nation. Checked IPs so far. Blah, 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 blah. Possible intrusion point back-end server. 2 firewalls up there. Doable. Benjamin Costigan, advisor. What is an investigator, then? F. Got booted out hard. Don't try this IP again. Might be tracing me. Kafka?
Kafka Roach?
Kafka Roach. Private. Make thought change direction. From D. Schwartz. Desmond Schwartz. Understood. We are on our own. Do not inform the other members of Thought. Not about me, not about the plan. They will not understand and just make our actions harder to obscure. Let them get on with their lives. This is my plan. From what you have told me, you are more than capable of building a bomb, are you not? Well, we need 3 of them. Place them at the most important places in town, right before the eyes of the public. Freedom Plaza at the Memorial, Stelligan University at the Central Courtyard, and finally the Circle Mall. They need to be somewhere that they cause substantial destruction. Hide them well, very well. Watch out that the CCTV doesn't spot you, especially at Freedom Plaza. For this occasion, I will create a workaround to distract their eyes from you. Your temp working situation will be of use here, giving you plenty of opportunities. You will manage. You have my utmost trust. Doing this will convince people surveillance is of no use and might cause a decent debate, or even the revolt we have been looking to incite. Finally, we might break the back of Delacroix, perhaps even the party in its entirety. It will be the public themselves who will protect us. The outcry against surveillance will be so strong it will obscure our actions. They will no longer be of interest. I will call upon you again, not via email, and tell you when to set and when to trigger the charges. Finally, confirm, then erase all traces of this mail. Never reply to this address again. Yours sincerely, Abraham. Abe, I thought you had left us. I even understood and come to terms with my own thoughts of why you had vanished. I was against your course of action, even though you have been trying to help me. There's nothing to apologize for. If I can help in any way, I'm willing to hear your plan. Just one thing. If we do this, you must make absolutely sure we are impossible to be tracked. I don't want any harm to come to my son. Is anyone else with us in this? Nina, I suppose my message might come as a surprise to you. After a long time of contemplation, I have come to conclude that you were right when you said we must perform drastic actions to make ourselves be heard. You will probably remember that we talked about helping each other. As I see it, I have fulfilled my end of the bargain. The time to fulfill your end has come. I am in need of your help. Let me know when you feel up to the task. Yours sincerely, Abraham. Papa. Papa, it is you, isn't it? Don't ask how I found you. It took me quite a while to figure out. You hid your traces very well, but I still managed to find some threads. Abraham Goldfels. Is this who you are now? Well, I hope it was worth it. Leaving Mama, leaving me. What did we do to you? Was it just too much on you? Did you hate us? Do you hate me? Don't get me wrong, I'm not mad at you. Somehow I can't be. I'm certain you had your reasons. I just want an opportunity to understand them. I want to understand who my father really is. Why he had to leave his wife and daughter all alone, struggling, crying, hoping every day that you would somehow return, explaining to my friends that my father was dead when somehow I always felt like he wasn't. I have no idea if you're interested in me, what I mean to you, if anything at all. I have attached a photo and will tell you a little about me. I finished secondary school and now I attend Stuttgart University where I study journalism. I travel between Greiblingen and Stuttgart every day, even though it takes 1.5 hours. I didn't want to move because of Mama. She's fine most of the time, but I'd rather not leave her alone. Speaking of Mama, I haven't told her that I found you, and I never will. She deserves some certainty, though, some closure. It only shouldn't come from me. It needs to come from you. This is what she's been waiting for, hoping for, needing for so long now. Please redeem her. As you probably know, she is a kind spirit. She'll find it in her heart to forgive you. Who knows, after such a long time, she might even be able to be happy again. This is the one thing I ask of you. Do it for her. Ava. Saved protocol, Jules E. Kerr. I don't understand. Why did you never turn to the press? With all of this material, we could have created the attention you wanted. No, we could not. Juliet, there's one thing I've learned out of all of this. People need to see the consequences before they ever learn. They must experience them firsthand, or at least see them affect someone they can relate to. Otherwise, it is all just an abstract concept. Are you suggesting Nina and Harry have been right all along? You can't possibly mean that. In a way, they have been, yes. Not necessarily about violence or scaring people. Only consequences that happen right before the eyes of the everyday person. Not some report. An event that is going on while everyone is watching. How could we ever hope to achieve such an event? If I had an answer, I would have done it, Juliet. I will soon be hospitalized, Juliet. I can feel it. This sickness is getting worse with every passing day. To get up from my chair feels like a Herculean effort by now. We have tried. We have failed. We must accept this. People will eventually discover what madness this project is. All I ask of you is to let go and get on with your life. Do not waste your life on this as I did. It is not of any worth. No, damn it, it's worth everything, every possible effort. Juliet, you have always regarded my advice. Listen to me in this case, too. Please. Get into Rosentech for an internship. Delete the backup of the data I stored there. Remove every trace I ever worked on this godforsaken project. Then quit. That is no place for you. Just walk away and do not tell anyone. I can't do what you ask for. How could I ever? You're the only one who believed in me, always. Not my friends, not my family. You alone. It's exactly why I'm talking to you about this, not to anyone else. Or it's exactly why I am talking to you about this, not to anyone else. And it is the reason why I am asking you to give it a rest. Grant me peace in knowing everything will be all right for the rest of thought. Do it, please. I will. I promise. Today I started my work at Rosentech. I got assigned my own office in the main tower, right at the top of the 24th floor next to Victor Rosen himself. I've never felt so misplaced in my life, not even back in Greiblingen. Although I was sure it could not possibly get any worse. It's like there are only youngsters here, rushing over the floors, buzzing in the cafeteria, occupying the elevators, all of them staring at me like I am a recently unearthed dinosaur fossil. What do I try to achieve here? The constant feeling of not being involved through is niggling at me. We had a presentation where I learned the basic project parameters of Demiurge. During the meeting, I got a panic attack and nearly had to vomit. I must have been paler than the sheet of paper outlining the conceptual details. The plans for the project are bereft of any ethics or common sense. It's nefarious. Nefarious is not even the word. Sinister. That perfectly describes what Demiurge is. The software goes way beyond what I had feared in my worst nightmares. It's total observation of, well, everything, without any user interaction required, and they want an ethical codex. Preposterous! I am conflicted in what to think, how to feel about this. I thought I might be able to change the plans from within, restrict this thing. Frankly, if I had any confidence in my ability to change it at all, well, that is all gone now. October 2013. I might be in luck. The development team has had severe problems with the application of their recognition algorithm to automatically collect and interpret relevant data so far. Thanks, Nightshade. There are too many conflicts, too many applicable meanings. If I play this card right, I might be able to convince the project's lead to consider the use of a human element to sort out the misinterpreted and irrelevant data, which in turn might make it at least a bit more humane. January 2014. It worked! The use of the human element, referred to as investigator, has been confirmed by the project's lead, and even more importantly, the government itself. By now I have outlined the fundamentals of the Codex. We will use not one, but two human elements. To give one human the full ability to do the research and at the same time draw conclusions is just too much power in one hand. Instead, the power will be shared between said investigator and an advisor. The latter shall be a government employee on the inside, while it's crucial the investigator is a person on the outside, so an unbiased opinion is assured. I cannot overstate how glad I am that the project lead is absolutely willing to follow my advice. May 2014. During the break in Rosen's cafeteria, I noticed a young man observing me closely from across the room for nearly 15 minutes, again and again when he thought I wasn't noticing. Intrigued, and having finished my lunch, I walked over to his table where he sat with a colleague. I asked, I think politely enough, to join in, and they obliged, but the same man that had so intensively stared at me before now looked a bit intimidated. We talked a bit about the projects we worked on, to which I had to make up something harmless enough, and he declared to be a student on an internship for in-house security. I don't remember how it actually happened, but somehow we came to discuss ethics, and I swear that for a second this young fellow could read my mind. The way he talked, how he reasoned, left a big impression on me. Unfortunately, I had to quit the lively chatter before I could ask for his name. Damned be my recently whimsical digestive system. I'll better not eat in the cafeteria again.
Oh, wow. It's getting that early. Ouch. People need to learn not to ignore the little things.
I've been working on separating persons of interest from those only appearing in relation. Searching for new source documents shall be restricted to where such target persons appear. Only after thorough consideration by the advisor and the administrative staff can a person be considered a target. This should reduce the damage done to privacy to an absolute minimum. On a side note, I am having a hard time focusing on work with stomach pain like this. I should visit a doctor. This is starting to happen regularly, and it's not the cafeteria food. November. The development team has conducted a first test in a fictitious setting. The results have been disillusioning, devastating. What have I done? How could I have ever thought this was a good thing when in truth I have helped opening Pandora's box? The investigator somehow managed to convince the advisor that every single person in the test was suspicious. They turned all of them into target persons by bending the truth to his liking. They spied on all of their documents. Persons became labeled without looking at the full picture, without seeing the human being. Nothing works as it was supposed to. To make things even worse, they introduced a third human element to oversee, they call it evaluation, the other two make to ensure the investigator and advisor do not misuse their powers. This defies the whole purpose of using two elements. There are no ethics in this black hole, only a boot stamping on a human face forever. Oh, damn this blindness, this naivete of mine. They must reconsider. They must. I am at the end. I have had my share. I cannot continue the work. My consciousness got the better of me, especially regarding my circumstance. When I argued with the project lead how Demiurge allowed for massive manipulation, unrestricted mass surveillance, that my ethical codex could easily be circumvented, how Orwellian this bending of the truth was, that everything the investigator considered true became true, he just laughed. He laughed and said what a terrific name Orwell would be for the system. People would assume surveillance and safety with a name like that. I could not believe it. Are they even going to use Orwell's name out of context and give it a new one? This only proves that they have not understood a thing, and they never will. I have to make it stop in another way. It's not going to work from the inside. The people must learn the truth about this madness. Unfortunately, I cannot take anything with me. The checks in the lobby are too strict. It's crucial to undo any trace that might lead to me, or else I'll fall prey to my own abomination. The only thing possible is cloning my entire PC onto a drive, which then must remain here, hidden somewhere. Perhaps I will find a way to retrieve it later. I don't know how much time is left for me. I wish there was more. And finally, Demiurge. Codex Draft 0012A1. Ethical Codex, Project Demiurge, Rosen Technologies Limited, author Professor Goldfels, Abraham et al. This document is highly confidential. Do not distribute or copy without authorization. 1. Intention. Goal of this paper is to stipulate a set of mandatory guidelines to be implemented in the mechanics of the hard and software combination titled Demiurge. Said project is in development at Rosen Technologies Limited as of the creation of this document. The intent of Demiurge is to allow the investigation of crimes and suspect individuals through online information. The very nature of the project demands for the inclusion and embedding of strict limitations in order to ensure the preservation of the privacy of said individuals and anyone related to them. The guidelines stated herein shall serve this cause. A2. 3. The human elements. The use of human elements in the system shall serve the purpose of keeping the investigation impartial, while at the same time keeping the powers divided. Demiurge shall be operated by pairs of human elements, an advisor who will operate from within the system, and an investigator who shall be a client outside of the system, i.e., the nation. The advisor shall be an employee of the government. Their duty shall include advising the investigator, as well as drawing conclusions and requesting action, e.g. considering a person as a target person. To this end, the advisor may communicate directly with the investigator. The investigator shall be a citizen outside of the nation to reach the utmost impartiality. The investigator must not be able to communicate with the advisor to prevent power misuse. Target and related persons. Individuals referenced during investigations should be considered as related persons unless A. There is significant indication that they are involved with the investigated case, and B. The advisor decides in agreement with a supervisor that the person in question is to be considered a target person. Those individuals shall be regarded and referenced to as target persons. More so, data chunks shall only ever be processed for said target persons. 10. Restriction of discovery. The discovery of new documents shall be restricted to those on which a target person can be identified beyond any doubt, and similar data to the already contained can be detected. The investigator must be prohibited from browsing the web freely, even from public pages. There shall be no distinction between public documents and privately accessible ones. 17. Conclusion. Based on the guidelines proposed in 2 guidelines, we conclude that ethical surveillance is possible. How can I write this? This is absurd. Marked as to do. Auth.info. This document is highly confidential. Demiurge authorization key A. Goldfels. Full access. Since I can't copy that, I'm writing that down.
Hello, little Mac address. Oh wait, you're not Mac address. You have numbers above that.
That just fit on the page. Was there anything else here? Wrong profile. Orwell employee evaluation. Rating? Trustworthy. April 13th, 2017. Extracts obviously wrong information. Wonderland, not very observant. Flagged C. Watergate as potentially dangerous. Believes that C. Watergate protected J. Carrington. Finds possible contradiction in J. Carrington's statements. Observant. Provided material to pressurize C. Watergate during an interrogation. Investigations lead to the death of suspect in Mater Nova. Noted that J. Carrington is conspicuously often at work. Uploads misleading data on the hacker, trying to be funny or misleading. Finds significantly incriminating material on H. O'Donnell. Finds significantly incriminating material on J. Carrington. Reveals A. Goldfels worked on the ethical codex of Orwell. Parliament occupied. Self-incriminating Orwell investigator causes reveal of the project scale. Parliament stormed by protesters after worldwide. Government announces immediate termination of Orwell. Impartial agency commissioned with erasing stored data permanently. Previously arrested Thought member Carrington released. No solid evidence for Bonton bombing incitements. Carrington aims to renew Thought. Investigator assisting activist group Thought with recent revelations to be declared honorary member. Thought has declared the investigator assisting the activist group with the recent revelations an honorary member. It is presumed that this symbolic act is an attempt to save the investigator from possible prosecution by exposing his role to the public, since the investigator broke national law by their actions. This is presumed to mark the end of the case known as the Bonton bombings. Experts suggest that after the troubled events of the recent week, the nation and its citizens will finally find some long overdue peace and quiet. And yet, here I am still operating the system. Oof. That was a bit intense.
I would have found a daily cry.
I don't know. That may be something that I have to investigate myself.
Hey,
Heh.
like obviously that's the closest thing to a good end right there, probably.
Right.
Because Juliet was right. That kind of thing needs to be exposed loudly and strong.
Right.
The unfortunate implication at the end, on the other hand, is that the genie was out of the bottle and the similar system was built somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. That was another one of the themes of the game, was that, was the persistence of data. That nothing can ever truly be erased.
Old man should have befriended the security intern and worked together with him to destroy the project completely.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I severely distrust the... Oh wow, I already forgot his stupid name. The tech magnate guy.
Rosen?
Yes, I severely distrust Rosen. Because there's another reason to insist that information be transmitted in person.
Secrecy.
Yep. I get pretty annoyed when customers and coworkers won't email me when I ask them to, but instead call, because I regularly use my inbox and especially my outbox as a resource in reminding myself of what the heck I was doing.
Mm-hmm. That's...
it's an important record.
That is why workflow management systems are important, because, email can work in a pinch, but it is terribly disorganized.
Not as disorganized as it could be if you're using threaded views.
Say, if you're what?
Threaded view?
Ah, okay, yeah.
I use threads, email threads all the time. That's why I get really annoyed when people do things like split the thread or worse, change the title. Or worse than that, not change the title when the email thread's topic changes for no reason. They're thready fucks. Oh, poop. Oh, dear. Uh-oh.
And
Is there a post thingy?
I was going to say, given that ending, it should be no surprise that there is a second Orwell game.
Season 2. Ignorance is... Nope.
So, come back on Wednesday for that. Excuse me.
That doesn't even have an H in it.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Good night, everybody.